We are back after being gone for like a month, just because there hasn't really been any.
There is no news. Yeah, there is no news.
It's been a very, very big dry spell, which I'm like kind of okay with, considering work has been terrible for me, because it's like when it rains, it pours. It's just consistently bad. Like I'm trying to avoid like having to make long drives away, because remember, wife's pregnant, ready to pop at like any moment, and then the time that would be worse would be having to be like 4 or 5 hours away from home. In which case, I find myself 4 or 5 hours away from home almost every single week now. Yay! Thanks, employees, for dropping the ball. But yeah, that's what's been going on my end. What's been going on your end, Ash?
Me, I've been just busy with work. I've been reading Berserk still. I'm still powering through the hardcovers. I'm up to the conviction arc now. But Marvel Rivals, I guess, not a whole lot. Like work, eat, sleep, game. Pokemon Champions, I've been like really enjoying. I will say that. Like I've learned the fundamentals of team building, and I'm doing pretty well on that.
I still have not touched it since the initial like debut of it, because it just it rubbed me the wrong way when it first came out, to the point that I'm like, you know what, I'm good.
I get that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mark and I are in bad terms over the last stream that we did. I know it's been a while, but I kind of had some choice words for Mark during the last stream regarding his favorite show.
We went offline and they got into a huge argument. It's why we haven't streamed for a month.
Pretty much, it's been hard. He's been cold shouldering me on the Discords. He hasn't even been popping into the VCs when I'm in the VC. Normally he would pop in, but then he just happens to just not show up, and then it's like, oh shit.
Well,
hello there, Mark.
I thought I would eat my burger faster.
Well, how's the taste of a bitter defeat tasting like a month in stewing?
Tastes like grass-fed Angus.
Well,
that sounds like a good burger.
No, so after month updates and sort of updates, I did go back and start watching Blade. Dude, I don't remember, like, I'm 30 episodes in, and I was like, I don't remember a lot of this. That shit was crazy. I still love the show, but there's a lot of weird inconsistencies and awkwardness in it.
Especially for watching it in today's mindset of it. I know sometimes you can say it's like you got to put yourself into the era, and that'll take away a lot of things. But some things in this show, even putting yourself in that era, I feel like the only way why I forgave it was because I was like 16 years old when I watched it.
I was 18. I was 18. So it got me thinking, and I went back and started watching some older stuff that I used to love that I haven't seen in years. And a lot of stuff has aged very poorly. Not just Blade and not just Toku related stuff, but like in general, like a lot of stuff I went back because I was bored. I've been working a lot. That's why obviously I haven't been around either. So there's some truth. I have not been in VC because I've been working like 6 days a week and just 60 plus hours. It's been horrible. But yeah, no, it's been very dry. There's nothing going on with Toku stuff.
However, on the Blade side of things, I was actually because I'm 3D printing out a full Agito cosplay, and in the midst of doing that, the same person that I was getting the suits from made not just a Blade King form full suit 3D print, but a Garen King form full suit 3D print.
That's gonna be obnoxious.
That dropped probably within the last week. So I'm like,
send me the link. Yeah, send me the link.
Like that is a lot of work this person has put in, and they're actually pretty fairly priced, especially since right now they're like half off on their pricing models on CG Trader. So I was like, okay, all right, I might have to invest just to add to the collection. Because the other day I actually managed to find a pretty good original OG Garo full suit as well.
Ooh.
So I shelled out the cash for that one, but I got it when it was like 75% on sale, so I got it for like $8. So I was like,
no, it's not bad.
Buy right now, all of it right now.
Yeah, you know, it'd be horrible to try and print out from Blade the SIC freaking Leangle one. That would be. I don't know if you remember what that one looked like. That was.
Listen, most SIC designs, I wish I had the files to, just so I could be able to print them out, because some of them are ridiculously good. It'd probably be the only time I cared about Forza.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I love Forza. We're not going down that rabbit hole. Okay, we're not going down that. But yeah, that's I see for that one. That's a good. That one's really good, and I like the Ghost one. But the Ghost is not really. The Ghost one is less of bulky and crazy, and more like desolate and like damaged, and more spectral.
So, besides all of that, I'm gonna assume most of you are not caught up on these shows.
Oh hell no!
No,
I was trying my hardest, and I was doing good, and then I was just too tired. I wasn't like, when there's not a lot going on in Toku, like news and this that, like if the shows aren't like blowing me away, I'm just, let me stack some episodes and binge watch when I feel like it.
No, and I completely agree, because if it wasn't for me doing the Sunday streams, I'd probably be complete like out of these shows right now. Because these two shows, I need something else to like break up the monotony of them, because it's like Zets is only good because Gavan is so shit. It's like that's the only reason why.
Like, I caught up with a lot of the Candy Toy stuff, but then I went back and was like, okay, let me finish Magi King and all this other stuff. And then they dropped more of the Gavan toys, finally dropped like the Udos and the actual full-size mini plot. And I bought the mini plot, but then I was like, I forgot I ordered the other Zets Sotos, and I'm like, man, like they got delivered like yesterday. And I was like,
I don't want to build the same thing all over again.
I don't want to mess with them again. No, okay, I did build this as a sidebar. I built this. This thing is insane.
Ooh.
And I did not know it was electronic. I did not know batteries going in King Brachion. So it moves, and then the guns go up and down while it's going. So I was like,
yeah, you did mention the batteries on it last time.
Yeah.
You had just like put it together.
Yeah, I finally got it together and did my videos, and I was like, ooh. And then I was like, well, where am I going to put it? I'm running out of space, too. That's why I kind of don't care about toys right now, because I have nowhere to put anything.
I rearranged
the V-Rex.
A lot of my stuff, so now I've got space. I've got empty shelves here now.
I've got one of those white ones like that, and I have to build it, and I'm gonna put it, but it's going over in the living room, and that's where I'm gonna be putting like a lot of physical media stuff and like my popcorn buckets. By the way, that Mortal Kombat 2 popcorn bucket, I got the Shao Kahn helmet, and I got the arcade little one. I don't know if you picked up any popcorn buckets for that movie.
No,
I wasn't gonna see the movie, so
no, I haven't even seen the first one.
Listen, it is night and day quality difference from the first one. It's like the reverse of the original Mortal Kombat to Annihilation. It's the other way around.
The original character Do Not Steal that they had in the first movie, is he still in this one? Because I feel like I haven't seen him in any of the.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, okay.
I can give you hints after stream.
Okay.
But
because I'm just like, they set up this new Joe Everyman for this franchise, and I'm just like, I'll see him.
So the director of them has publicly said this also. The whole Arcana thing completely scrapped. It's never getting brought up again. It's not a thing anymore. So it's straight up a Mortal Kombat movie, and I was like, it's like 90% fighting this time, and 10% conversations. And I was like, fuck yeah. That's
the conversations at least make sense. Because let me tell you, the other day I was morbidly curious, and I watched for the first time ever the Dead or Alive movie from the 2000s.
No, with Jamie Breslin, like Kevin Nash and shit like that in it.
That actually has Kane Kasugi in there as Ryu Hayabusa that I did not realize until and he plays the most accurate Ryu Hayabusa has ever been seen in any sort of. I didn't know that.
That movie is a movie.
It was a fever dream, and it was. I would say it's a good bad movie. So
yeah.
There's like a lot of fighting game movies that went under the radar, like the King of Fighters movie that's live action.
Yeah, and then there's like 4 or 5 Tekken ones that a lot of people don't know about outside the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the first one, but I never kept up with the lore of Tekken. So,
dude, the lore is just I don't even know.
There's like a really good video online, and they came out before Tekken 8, which is like a 2-hour video on like the entire. It's like a video essay on the entire lore of Tekken.
Cool. Well, it's clear to see how much we deviated from superhero time given the monotony of things. I'll just get you guys up to speed on certain things. So Gavan is still Gavaning. It's still as episodic as hell. Though it looks like the episode we're getting this Sunday is gonna finally advance the plot. You know when's the last time we advanced the plot on Gavan? 7 episodes before this one. So if we keep the track record going, the next time we get a plot episode after this episode will be close to the finale. If it does end halfway, through a typical.
I was gonna say, yeah. After the other thing, I was like, is it ending quickly? I was like, but you can't tell from the pacing of the show where I left off. I was just like,
every episode is still an episode, and that's all that there is to it. Yes, we got introduced to Gavan Raya, G Raya, and all that stuff, but he hasn't done much besides start each episode by implying that he's going to advance the plot, only to get sidelined into episodic shenanigans.
Makes sense.
By the way, your favorite crab monster that keeps appearing in just about every episode still is appearing in just about every episode with no real new monster designs.
Okay, then. I mean, obviously the show is the show. I cannot wait till we talk about the numbers because that's where I'm curious. I have not peeked. I knew they came out. I just was like, I'm a bit busy. I've not looked at them.
Also, real quick on those numbers, I know that we made a bet on these Gavan first quarter numbers, but I forget the details.
Bro, do you know how often how often and how like potent of highness I get? Like,
I think we made a bet of over or under. I forget if it was 2
or 1 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if an avid watcher of these has kept up with it. Can someone remind us of what the numbers were? And
Zio Chat Superfan, please tell us.
Because I know we made it be that we had to do a purchase that we would not want to add to our collection.
I'm not gonna lie right now, almost all Toku releases lately, that's like everything almost. The only thing I'm looking forward to is the V-Rex SMP. The V-Rex is coming out in like next week. That's the only thing I'm excited about. Then I can finish my Time Ranger set.
Now, meanwhile, on the Z side of things, we got the final form. We got some revelations and instant payoffs to those revelations, but I feel like nothing really has stuck to the point of it feeling weighty outside of their initial reveal, because they consistently keep paying off a lot of these reveals almost instantaneously. It doesn't let them like sit. So
they could have, like, the last thing I watched was like the stuff with the family, and that was paid off within an episode. The resolution, they could have kept that going on for a lot longer. But much like Takahashi, do other shows he's done, shit just gets resolved at like the next episode. So there's no lingering plot, there's no lingering drama. It's just resolved in the next like episode.
So the last episode that you watched was like the sister like revelation, right?
Yeah, like after that, like the like the aftermath of that, like after the big reveal happened in the episode following.
Okay. So Mark, how much do you care about finding out shit?
I'm trying to think the last episode I watched was when like that big bulky form popped up and he was all like, I'm swole. I skip leg days, but I do back and shoulder all day. Was it though?
And that belt protrudes so much from that.
I forgot.
They really should have made it a regular belt by then because it's like it sticks out. No, so they revealed that that his sister was a secret agent and that the family that raised Baku were all secret agents working for Code, only for them to pay it off almost immediately after by him forgiving his sister because his sister is his sister, even if he wasn't like born to her family. And then we found out immediately after in the next episode that his biological father was Zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we found out that Zero was the father and he was having his agents, essentially raise Baku for him. And then the big reveal of that was that every bad luck thing that ever happened to Baku was actually Zero having dreams manifest in real life to train him. But I'm like, what?
Wait. That doesn't make sense because the whole
That's what I said.
Stop the fucking flashback. That doesn't. So it's been training the whole time.
Yes, apparently it's been training. So Baku took it as Zero was trying to kill him from the beginning. But I'm like, if he wanted to kill you, he would have killed you. So they tried to explain it that it's like maybe he was just training you, and that's the fatherly thing. So that way, in terms of, so it allows him to essentially make up with the fact that Zero is his dad by having the drama of he was trying to kill me, only to have the revelation of, well, maybe he was just trying to train me, huh? Which I'm also like, isn't that a little bit redundant? Because we know now that you were raised by secret agents, so. There's that. I'm guessing they completely forgot the plot point that even though it happened in the dream, still implies that Baku went to that secret agent school, that secret agent cram school that was being like taught by Nox. That seems a little bit redundant now. It seems like hella redundant on everything. So, yeah. So he's not really special. He just happens to be a Nepo baby. Though Q next thing that happens, which triggers
makes sense.
Something that makes no sense to me on like I really feel at this point in time the show really like in that second half should have like offed Baku and had Nemu become the main character, because a lot more would have made sense if she became the lead because of her birth being a nightmare baby, while Baku is just Nepo
Baku.
baby. And that's it. Because yeah, we had some slight Inception type stuff where Baku gets shot in the real world and he's dead.
In the real world?
While he's dead, he has a dream that lasts 20 years in which he uses that dream to remake his Zets driver into a brand new unit. He suddenly learns engineering and all the IT tech that goes along with all of that shit and manages to make his driver after 20 years. And they show him with like facial hair and long hair and eating
I saw a
cans of
clip
beans.
of that on. So my thing is, what if like while he was dreaming, like he went to school for engineering though? What if like he dreamt a whole entire 4-year like degree?
Well, no, because it shows that he never really left the room.
Yeah, but he was dreaming though, wasn't he? Was he dreaming?
He was dreaming, but he never left the room. Essentially, he stayed in his little base, just looking at the driver and taking it apart and just
For 20 years?
Yes, for 20 years, trial and error, until he made a
See, I
brand new
thought,
driver.
like, he was just dreaming. For, like, you could do a lot in your dream for 20 years. Like,
nope, he stayed there with the same exact clothes. I'd hate to see how that dream toilet looks like.
The smell in that room. That's
but yeah, he was there for like 20 years, which equated to like 20 seconds in the real world, in which he came back to life in his brand new form. That is completely broken. It's like a JoJo stand. It's like Gold Experience.
So him dreaming for 20 years was 20 seconds in real time?
Yes.
But he grew a beard and everything else.
No, in the dream.
Seconds.
In the dream.
Oh, in the dream. Okay, because I thought you were like,
when he woke up, he was already in his brand new form.
But
because he had the new driver, so he transforms into that nice new form.
But he made it in his dream.
Exactly.
So how does he have it 20 seconds later when he wakes up?
Exactly. Also, wasn't the driver made from dream technology to begin with? So it also makes me wonder, why was it so technically its innards were so technically made? Because I don't know why you would dream up them kind of technicalities and shit.
But in his dream, he invented technology that didn't exist, though.
See, like I said, it just ends up. The more you think about it, the more it's like, what? And real quick, while you're pondering on that, as Kelly said, I find Kaiju Emor gears for Omega Horn redundant. Yes, the fact that Emor gears are rumored to still be the gimmick for Omega Horn is a thing, but I guess it's a cost-saving measure.
Mm-hmm.
So how did he know how to make the belt if he was in his dream? Like, who taught him how? Like, just taking
that's my thing. That's my thing. It's like, how the belt was already like destroyed, so you could literally just see like the speaker, literally the speaker of the toy and the wire that goes out of it into the thing, and then he's there with a soldering knot, like solder.
So is this the final form? Is it this one that he built?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
He made the new faceplate and everything. I don't know how, but he did it.
Like I'm not gonna lie, the helmet looks nice, but I don't know why the form just looks like a soft final figure. It doesn't even look like
it does.
Like it
That's
doesn't.
What they probably used it as for the magazine.
It looks like the suit he's wearing has no articulation, and he's wearing it. Like it doesn't look comfortable. It looks like a onesie. It really needs a belt on it. Like it don't. I don't.
Someone says that it's they explain it in the production blog. Cool, but if you're watching the show for what it is, the production blog don't help. Like when you're judging the show on the show itself.
I get people say read the production blogs, but casual normies, I don't want to say I'm a casual normie. I don't go out and read that stuff. Like I'll learn it from you, or I'll learn it from Twitter if they post it. But I don't go out of my way to read the production blogs, because if it's in the production blog, it doesn't make the final product of the show. It's just, oh, we would like to do this, but we never had a chance to explain it. That's like having like the Daizenshu or the Kanzenban or something like that. Like explain like the data books, like from like an anime or a manga explaining, oh, this is like their actual feats, but we never actually got to show it.
I don't.
Let's see.
So, like, where did he get the tools? Like, how do you know? Like,
Gekimon, look, it's not that the show can't just simply explain everything. It's this particular show wasted 24 episodes of its runtime because it was all a dream when they technically had more than enough time to technically flesh out some of these other things. They could have done the whole Baku stuck in a dream thing for like 5 episodes as a mini arc and then actually gone to progress the storyline versus giving us those episodic monster, the tweaks that led to nothing really, considering that it kind of got undone when he woke up for real.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna just
People
start
forgetting
watching
the superhero time. No, well, that's the thing. Is like, so Boom Boomger had a pretty good start. I would say,
Yeah.
it's hard to compare the two because it's not like Boom Boomger started off with a whimper. It actually started off pretty damn fun.
Yeah,
it's
very
just
episodic.
It was episodic, but like in a decent way until it got to like once it got rid of Bad Rex. Once it got rid of Mad Rex,
Oh yeah, no,
dealing with Cannonborg.
Yeah.
Cannonborg overstayed his welcome.
Constantly.
So
I miss Mad Rex.
Yeah, which is why they brought him back later on because they were like,
yeah, they had to. They're like, listen, what's gonna save this show? Mad Rex. It's like, all right,
we'll bring him back, And I mean, I still liked when they brought him back, and his little send off. So I'm just like, he was technically the best part of the show when it comes to villains.
Also, I don't like if the main when characters can like make their own final form. Like it makes sense in Gavu because like he could eat the food and like the gummies would come out. Like that makes sense from a logistic standpoint. But like,
it makes sense
20 years and 20 seconds.
Because remember, later on in that show, he was just
they shared the latte. Well, he made the latte, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Here's your latte," and then and we still don't know what that little K thing was. But that's another rant for another time. But like, why is it 20 years and 20 seconds? Like 8 seconds a year? Like what kind of hyperbolic time chamber is that? Like,
that's crazy.
Like, how does he have the knowledge of what
let's not forget
to make the final form?
That he was technically dead because he got shot. So technically he starts the dream as he's technically dying, but somehow creating the driver like brought him back from dying because that cures a gunshot. I don't know about that curing a gun. It's like I understand the defibrillator portion of the driver when it was first introduced, but I don't think that's going to save you from a gunshot.
I mean, that's just adding a layer to it that I don't want to think about because I'm still wondering how knowledge-wise he was able to make this and why. Like, yeah, he was asleep for like the dream was 20 years, but like if only 20 seconds passed by, there's like the physics don't make sense. Like the time, like even if we go based off where he dreamed it. And he could pull it to the real world when he woke up, like Freddy Krueger. You grab onto a shirt, you pull him into the real world, and then you're like, "Oh, now you're my nightmare, bitch!" Like stuff like that. But it's just like,
well, I'm just saying, if they're pulling like Inception logic, remember in Inception they had to be in a dream, in a dream, in a dream, in a dream to keep slowing down the rate of the dreams in order to stall. Because remember, like that main dude, I forget,
the guy with the face, yeah.
No, what's his name? Is it Ken Watanabe? Is the actor the dude that was also in the Godzilla that said "Let them fight"?
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, so he's in Inception. He's like the bad guy, and he's dying. Yeah. So in order for them to like save him, they literally go within so many dreams that he himself ended up living up to be an old man. Like I'm thinking of that, but that's the thing. It's like within Inception, they were in so many dreams that that's what caused it to slow down the path of time. However, it's like I just need this man to take a break for a while. I know he comes back like every 2 years, and then when he's not doing Kamen Rider things, he's doing Kamen Rider things on the side. But can we just like not like? Can we give this man a 10-year break? Just a 10-year break. Maybe he'll come back with a top hat. I don't know. A big hat like a dome. He'll just come back.
Hat guy.
I approve of this.
But I'm just like, look, it's like if Zets was given to a writer that was more familiar with this type of stuff, it could have been a lot better. And, you know, coming off the heels of watching Deca Ranger, which was like episodic, Arakawa could have, you know, been doing some good shit. I mean, he did Kuga. Even then, like Riku Sanjo, who did Double and Drive, could have handled that type of stuff. But no, it's Takahashi. So yeah, it's a nice little stall in the things and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm still going to catch up on the show, but
yeah, I'm like 4 behind, so
I'm more than that. I think I'm like 8 or 9 behind.
All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. But first, we're gonna look at Zet's numbers because obviously we just talking about it, and I think it's like the one that's how's its second quarter came out over here?
What the hell? How?
I guess consistency with it was.
Yeah, but like as of right now, okay, if you combine it like with the first 2 parts for Gav, it's on par with it because 6.5 2 goes over there. So yeah, it's even. So realistically, the next quarter release of sales is what's really going to dictate how Zets is doing.
Let me put this one up. Blah blah something says, I really don't know how to feel about Zets. Y'all overly hate and I guess it's nitpick it, and others overly hype it and ignore its problems. This show really should just have been Secret Agents and not Dreams. I agree that it should have just been Secret Agents and not Dreams because you enter into a whole different realm of stuff when you try throwing that in. But I guess the way writer has been trying to do things recently is combining 2 aspects of things and just combining them together and just see what sticks.
Also, I don't think anyone's really overly hating it. I don't think anyone has actually said they hate Zets. Like, I still think about 90% of the suits look freaking crazy. I have a Zets helmet. I have Zets toys. I just Toku in general. I just have no real desire to watch it every week.
The thing is, it's like for me, it's like
sounds convoluted.
I felt that the show was all right, but then after finding out that I literally wasted half my time with it, I'm gonna have some disdain for the show because that's time I'm not getting back, especially after they gave me a recap episode that like summarized the events.
Also, really quick, multiple people in the chat are saying Zets is better than Gav so far. No, don't even no.
Like, I feel like I need to find someone to watch Zets for the very first, like, who's not online, not in the not that in touch with the community. Make them watch Zets, and when they get to like the big reveal in episode 24, get their like reaction and thoughts on it.
Well, and there has been a lot of people on YouTube that are anime YouTubers and stuff that have been like dipping their toes into the Toku and watching Zets and doing Zets reactions, and they're all like gassing out like this is great, this and that, but also it's like their first Kamen Rider, so it's like,
and that's the thing, it's like for a lot of people that they will have normally fond things to say about their first outing into these shows.
We had a whole stream about that.
Yes.
About Blade.
Yes. Well, I mean, there are also people like a few of the Godtroid defenders defended because it was their first Kamen Rider. Because I remember getting that in my comment section when I put out my final review for that one. Same thing for a lot of the some of the Ghost defenders, not all of them, but some of the Ghost defenders defended only because it was their first Kamen Rider as well.
Yeah,
so that's the thing.
I only defended because the jingle and I just like the gimmicks, the belt, and the suits. Let's face it, we all know how that show went. And after the whole lives thing, and then all of a sudden it's back, a reset. I was like, you know what? At least the suits are cool.
I will make the argument in comparing it to Gav that the first half of Gav is way better than the first half of Zet's.
Yeah.
Now getting into the muddy middle of it all. Remember, we did get Shoma depressed for way too long.
But did he go into a 20-second, 20-year dream coma after getting shot and then magically have a degree in tech and make a belt?
I would say, like, that at this point in time, like, at this point in the show, the first half of Gav is better than Zet's, and I would say they're relatively close, but Zet's has the possibility of edging out Gav depending on how they and if they stick the landing, because that's something that other show did not do.
I can't speak on the second half of Zet's because I am not caught up. I can only speak on the first half. Gav is leaps and bounds better than Zet's for the first half.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. It depends on how Zet's ends. I even think Zet's will be Zet's right now isn't even in my Reiwa top 5. So
I mean, my headcanon is I feel like the reason why the show does get gassed up a lot in a positive way is because, I mean, Takahashi tends to always get the shows that have that cool factor to them in terms of looks. Like most of the suits be hitting, the soundtracks normally be hitting, and the fights normally be hitting.
Are good. Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, it's definitely a stylish show, but like his latest outings, it's more style over substance. So it's like, if I wanted to like the show strictly based off of the prettiness of the suits, then it'd be
it's top tier.
Yeah,
it's up there. It's peak, especially after the first couple episodes alone. It's
when we got to the fight of the final form, there was a part of me that was conflicted while I was watching it for the first time on stream. In my head, I was going with 16-year-old me would have loved the hell out of this.
Oh, yeah.
And then adult me going like, the storyline is pretty subpar. So it's like the part of me that now cares about an intricate story doesn't care that much. The part of me that likes cool, flashy suits, I'm like,
oh, yeah,
I like it. So I'm just like, if this was younger me that didn't care about like the inner workings of storylines and things like that too much, and just wanted, show to watch for the sake of watching it for the cool fights and the suits, then yes, I would definitely find a lot more merit for the show than I currently do. But that's the thing, especially since the show presents itself like it's designed for an older audience in mind. But then when you get to the storytelling, it doesn't. So, but I would still say in terms of Final Form debuts, even not considering all of time, just saying Reiwa, like Geats 9 still is like probably my favorite Final Form debut.
Yeah, I mean he paused fucking the OP.
He paused the music when he came in floating down, like as much shit as I gave Geats. That debut is still like one of my favorite debuts.
I have to go back and like rewatch that scene whenever I can.
Not even Reiwa of all time for Kamen Rider. That is just the little, and I'm like, sir, I was like, what is this? But like with that's like, obviously we know that they have grab, but like, I can see how if someone isn't familiar with Kamen Rider, hasn't seen anything Kamen Rider, they watch a lot of anime. I can see how Zet's is like right up their alley. That's why it's like I don't really speak on the actual. That's why I will never say, "Oh, Zet's is shit." I'll say it's boring to me or it's not hitting with me. But like, I can see certain people who are in other forms of media and other genres being like, "This is great." Just like I was gonna say I can understand why people like Gotchard, but honestly, I don't. I really don't.
Well, it's also easy to understand how some people couldn't get into Gav last year because the suit design looked goofy. If you were coming in from that kind of background, if you were coming in from the anime like side of things, and you just see guy transforms into like candy, it's like, all right, hold up.
I have a friend.
I thought you said this was a serious show.
That's like the friend of mine who is big into anime, likes Godzilla and stuff like that, and he only watches anime and stuff like that. And then when he saw the food OPI, he was like, oh, and then the same person, I'm like, yeah, he's like, where can I watch the show? You can't. He likes darker, grittier stuff. He's seen like Guyver and then like Garo. So then when he checked out, because I have the Google Drive, and when he checked out Gav, he was like, it's bright colored, candy, this and that. And he's like, what is this for, like 4-year-olds? I'm like, no, like 7-year-olds.
For 6-year-olds.
Yeah. But he was just like, I don't know. He's like, I just can't take it serious because there's all this serious stuff going on. Then he's just like, there's a mouth on his stomach and he's eating candy. Like, he's like, I can't do a serious moment. And then he's like, let's get ice cream. And I'm like, I get it. So there's different like elements of all the shows that can kind of be like off-putting to some people. But Zets, I feel like the stylization of it. And I'm like, it's just weird because the toys for me, and that's always because obviously most of my content is about toys. I don't understand these numbers because for me personally, I think the toys are boring. The toy line has been very lackluster. It's been faceplates on the driver, and then we had the Nox one, which had a new type of gimmick. But it's like I really don't see anything.
No, so that is the thing. So this is the numbers from January through the end of March. So we would have to factor in the new drivers that came out. And the thing is, that's the thing. It's like new driver, people are gonna eat it up because the Nox Night stuff didn't come out until then.
No,
so,
my thing is
they properly
if it was a
factor
belt. I feel like if this show had a regular belt, these numbers would be higher. Honestly, I really do, because that's the only thing that's keeping me from buying anything outside of the main belt. Because it's that stupid chest. It's like,
no, and I completely agree. Like because I really thought that for this final form, they were finally going to end up putting the belt along the way.
I think we talked about that.
Because that's the thing. It's like these final forms, like the super form and final form, got very chest heavy, and then they still had the belt on the chest, and I'm like, get rid of it, put it down.
I hope that this isn't going to be a trend where they try something new. Like, I need to go back to normal belts next season.
I mean, the biggest telltale sign will end up being what's happening during this current quarter that we're in, because that's where the majority of these shows like shat the bed with their numbers, because they normally didn't have much out during then. But this is also one of the earliest times. Like, I mean, it's been done before, but this is one of the earliest times that we've gotten the final form, because usually wouldn't debut this early, but I'm guessing they did it so its toy can release within this quarter, so that way they can end up fluffing up those numbers. So I do think it's going to try and counteract it, and it might end up breaking, somewhat even. It's probably going to end up doing, let's see here. I think it might end up getting around the Geeks numbers. Like, I could see it being at a 23 billion yen if they stay consistent with it, because of course, like, Geeks dropped down, but had but overall, like, the numbers in the very first 2 quarters were still higher than Zets. But if Zets pulls out, like, say a 5.0 or something during the third quarter, and then we get more final form toys pop out, I think possibly its worst quarter might end up being not this current one that we're in, but the final one.
No, the next one. Yeah, that's because
there's
a lot of stuff still coming out this quarter.
Yeah, but since they debuted the final form so early, that means that the majority of the final form stuff is going to end up coming out during this quarter.
Yeah.
So that's going to leave, unless they've got another form that they're going to be revealing later on.
Well, is there? So I always forget about this. So even though it's this quarter, other commoner stuff besides that stuff counts towards these sales, right?
Technically, yes. Yeah.
So.
Because I think all the freaking CSMs are coming out towards that fourth quarter for the Agito movie and stuff. Aren't all those toys coming out, or is it coming out this quarter still? Because there's a lot of stuff.
No, I don't think the Agito stuff comes out until way later on because it took them forever to announce that CSM.
I think it's all towards the end of the year, which is going to count towards the fourth quarter. So I mean, that's going to be intriguing because that might boost that last one up to like 6. Because I don't think anything. Because when the Gacha, when they did the 6.2, there's a whole bunch of other stuff coming out at the time.
Let's see. The Agito stuff won't come out until like December, so they're actually not gonna affect these numbers.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna count. Well, it's like my cat's being a...
They'll affect the my stuff.
Yes, that'll give it some gangbuster stuff. But then again, also thinking about it, what else besides that stuff released in the beginning of this year, going up through March, that could have helped out these numbers as well?
I'm trying to think. There was
the only thing that came out was Chalice CSM was the first one, and I don't think the next Fi's CSM thing was out at that time, was it?
I mean, the next Fi stuff came out a while ago.
I know. Well, I'm saying back when the show first started airing for that quarter, that was like October. So I'm trying to think.
No, the Fi stuff was like 2 years ago, my guy. Like what?
Dude, listen. We already went over this. How high do I get? Barry. I'm like Robin Williams when he came out of the Jumanji game. I'm like, what year is this? And that's me every morning when I wake up. I'm like
the only thing that I can think of
hot
is
ready pizzas.
Like the Hibiki CSM came out.
Yeah,
but I don't think anybody really
I don't think that's
bought that.
No, I canceled mine. I was like, I don't need it. I want it, but I don't. Just because.
And yeah, the Chalice rouser would have come out.
Yeah, and then the new updates, the upgrade ones came out, but I think that's going to count towards this quarter that's currently going on. And I don't think a lot of people bought the wild form upgrades. I'm trying to think what else is coming out in that time frame, because current towards the end of when the show is airing for like pre-order stuff, and I don't really see. I mean, who's gonna get the Henshin G buckle Mark 7? Like, but that's.
See, the thing is, I was gonna get the G7 belt until I saw the price.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That price point is.
Because I'm just like, that's more than the next Fi's belt was. And that one's a full touchscreen, like interactive thing. And this is just paper that lights up that is slightly touch sensitive. Ooh, but that's going to cost a Switch? A Switch 2 price? Hell no. I can buy a whole nother Switch 2.
In this economy right now? No, thank you. I can't justify that, especially as much as I like the way it looks. But if it was like, I want to say even half, but if it was like a third cheaper,
I mean, I feel like 250, 300 would have been like the sweet spot for me to bite for it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with closer to 250 though.
But yeah, those are the numbers. So
yeah.
Stronger.
I'm literally
second quarter than but then again, I feel like people got burnt out in those Go Chizos.
Also, really quick, just while we're on the Zetzel, very awkward how quickly and how fast they've been announcing SH figure arts for the different forms. Like, I was shocked with how many SH figure arts are coming out for Zets already. I mean, yeah, we're, a lot of episodes in, but it's like when you look at previous year's seasons, like not a lot got released. And I was like, is it because technically there's like maybe 1 or 2 riders? Is this why we're getting so many? Like, we got this big bulky form getting us a freaking SH figure arts. And I'm like, okay, because I don't know how popular the SC Trigger arts are for like in Japan for sales. I know a lot of the One Piece and Dragon Ball Super and Z ones have been like selling like crazy, but I don't know how Toku related ones are, because obviously we don't get really any Super Sentai ones ever, except for like the Red, maybe the 6th. We don't get full teams anymore, and we haven't for years. And I don't think the Gavan ones have came out yet. But I'm just wondering how. I wish we get a breakdown of types underneath the name, like Zets, and it's like, here's DX roleplay, here's high-end CSMs, here's Candy Toy. I wish we could see a breakdown of the subcategories under the sales. Like, here's Legacy Rider sales.
I mean, they just generalize it as like the brand, because I do have the Bandai numbers for like everything after we get done talking Project Red. But like the stream implied, Gavan sets a series sales record, which is easy to do when you're the first one in this new series.
Yeah.
Which is
4. Just 0.4.
What? 1.8. Yeah.
Oof.
So here's my thing. No, don't do the no. We haven't seen a 1.8 since second quarter of King Osier, which is when the Caucasian Castle came out. So we haven't seen numbers like this since the Caucasian Castle. And my thing is, since Project Red is like the overall rebrand of it, does this count any of the memorial stuff for Super Sentai that came out?
They do lump this up with Sentai sales.
Yeah.
So yes.
This ain't all Gavan. The 0.2 of this is Gavan. 1.6 is still Super
when Bandai
Sentai.
produced their financial numbers, they put Super Sentai / Project Red together for their
because they even the new website for the candy toys literally is Project Red, and there's no Gavan on it. It's like V-Rex. Here's some Super Shotos. Here's the re-releases from Gao King. Or Gao Ranger. Here's the freaking Magic King. And I'm like, for Project Red, there sure is a lot of Super Sentai in there on their website.
No, and the thing is, it's like, this is not something that I would consider something to be optimistic about, because here we have a brand new franchise that is also a revival of a franchise, and it's doing these kinds of numbers. That's not a good sign. Like, case in point, when Kamen Rider was dead for, not even as long as Gavan was dead for, and it came back with Kuga, it nerfed Time Ranger sales. Like, that's the reason why Time Ranger did not do so hot in the financials, was because that is when Kuga came out.
Which is crazy because of how good that show is. Like, top 5 Super Sentai series for me.
Like Kuga's that full year's earnings for a brand new show ended up being 11.8 at the time. And of course, it's like the amount of toys that they had back then are very minuscule compared to the amount of toys.
No, but they were crazy. Do you know most of the Kuga line stuff they did?
I mean, I know that they had like
school style. They had like the toys where you could take off the chest and add the other ones, and you had the like cool box with the display, and you had Kuga there, and you had like the 4 other forms there. They had the RC car that was him on the motorcycle, which was sick. They had so many cool toys. Like that 2000 to like 2000, before they started doing gimmicks, the haze, like I want to say 2000 to 2007, the toys they were putting out, because for some odd reason I see a lot of them at Book Off still in the boxes, and I kind of try and pick them up when I can. That was a great time frame for toys, for Toku.
Yeah,
toys,
but that's the thing. It's like, look at that. That was in 11, and then Time Ranger was 4.2. It significantly dropped compared to the past Sentai series, and the only thing that it was competing with was just the fact that Kuga was on air. So that sparked up like all the sales rush, and of course we were able to get a little bit more equality between the franchises during the 2000s. But then once writers started coming out with gimmicks and shit, the show was over.
So the most successful toy store was youre. Was that the one with those cubes? little block.
No, Kyoryuger was the dinosaurs.
Of course it was. It's always dinosaurs.
Yes, it's the dinosaurs.
There's too many, like, the names still, like, throw me out. I get so confused with all names. There's too many names. Like, the name, like, go back to Time Ranger when it was easier. Time Ranger, Hurricane. Like, I can enunciate those. Lupin Ranger, I got that. Like, all these other ones, no. They just don't want me to say names.
Yeah, with the Gavan Infinity toy line, but that's the thing. It's like they had a decent amount of mechs and mech armaments already within the first quarter, which is more than what we had. I think the only one that had that many armaments of that scale might have been like King Oger when it first came out.
I want to point something out on this chart that's really throwing me off. It makes me really think how many seasons, when they do how many Project Red series we're going to get in a year, because that 0.1 after 2026 got me thinking we're going to get a 2026.2 underneath it with the next show. Because I'm like, why we got a 0.1? Like, what's going on with this? Like, well, what we got over there? Because that means we'll get this quarter, next quarter, and then the next 2 quarters will probably be down on the column below it, or the row below it.
Yeah, because that doesn't have anything there. It's just got that number on there.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah. Yep. So I'm like, something fishy.
So yeah, Omega Horn could end up falling into like Gavan Infinity could just be these 2 slots, and then afterwards it would just be Omega Horn here.
Because my thing is, I watch a lot of, like, thanks to YouTube, and sometimes their AI subs are off. I watch a lot of, like, toy videos of people in Japan, not just for Toku stuff, but, you know, a lot of vlogging and game, like, people going, like, getting games and stuff. I see the stuff always on the shelves. I don't see, like, there's very few people gassing. That's why I was like, how is a sale? Because I don't see anything for these toys.
And I mean, the gimmicks don't leave a lot to be desired.
Dude, I finally got one with the magazine, because, like, the newest magazine came with one. These things are boring. Like, it's just, and it shows him on there. And I'm like, this is not, like, I can't, like, that's
the quality of a Happy Meal toy back in the 90s.
Yeah, no, not even. I mean, come on, we had some good. There were some good ones back in the 90s.
We got full Transformers.
Remember the Beyblade ones they were dropping? I only know because I go to swap meets out here, and I actually have all of the Mystic Knights now, all the Happy Meal toys from that, and I got all the Beetleborg and Metallic toys now. I finally got them all, and I finally got all the VR Trooper ones. So now I started hunting down the Beyblade Happy Meal toys, and those things, dude, those Happy Meal toys, they had some engineering, like, just, they were so good. Just, I haven't opened them out of the plastic because I don't want to ruin them, but, like, look at this. It's literally, I actually have one right there. It opens, and it's actually the vehicle, and it moves around, and then it's like a little plaything inside of it, like a little Polly Pocket type thing. And I'm like, and this came with my $2.99 Happy Meal. Actually, what did they call Burger King meals?
But that's the thing. If this was a new IP, I honestly would have thought that it would have done bigger numbers than this if there was genuine hype for it being a new IP. But I really do think that this just shows that the brand is just not that great. Like, they really should have led with something else besides a revival of a franchise that's in another series that failed so hard previously.
No, absolutely.
Oh, that's right. I found a Furbist Masked Rider Happy Meal toy.
What?
Furbist. And it was $1. It was a KFC kid meal. I don't remember KFC having kid meals.
They used
the toys. I remember KFC had a buffet, and they had collard greens in there. Them things were delicious.
No, they used to have like kids meal KFC.
Yep. So here we have Bandai Namco's or Namco Bandai, whichever one they go by when it comes to these. In terms of their sales, and this does include their local. Yeah, but this also does show Japan versus the world.
Oh,
rather
so we
on
can
one
do,
side the world versus Japan. So here it also shows what their planning was, what they expected to make from their sales versus what they actually ended up getting. So within let's look at Kamen Rider here. So for Kamen Rider, they had planned the first half to end up being 14 billion yen. They ended up being a little short.
0.6 isn't bad. I mean, that's
same thing with their full year. They were a little short by their full year results, which once again, not bad. Meanwhile, Gundam is gonna Gundam.
Oh my god.
They plan 120. They got 127, 240 for the year, 254. Yeah. So,
bro. And they got the Hathaway movie coming out, I think, this weekend or next weekend? In the States? I think it's this weekend. I'm gonna go see that. I wonder if they got a popcorn bucket. Look at Dragon Ball over there.
Dragon Ball's still making money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it will. It's making more than One Piece.
Well, actually, no, I'm reading this wrong. So this is what they're projecting
the other way
for
around.
next year. Yeah, so this is what they're projecting next year based off of what the results were for this year. So they're projecting higher sales because they always got to project higher sales. I don't know why they're under projecting Gundam for next year.
I know there's a good amount of metal builds dropping for Gundam, and I think maybe it's because the live action movie. They just expect no one's gonna buy any merch because the live action Netflix one is coming out. Or was it Netflix or is it Amazon that's doing it?
Netflix was doing the Hathaway movies, but I forget who was doing the live action movie. No, I saw the casting for it, and I was like, pass.
Is that the one with Henry Cavill?
The main character is played by Sydney Sweeney, apparently.
Yeah, I'll watch it for science.
Yeah, sure. I mean, anything she's in now just goes out to die. So it's just like she hasn't had any successes. Like pretty much, you cast her in a film, it's gonna do bad.
Okay, so it is Netflix. I knew Netflix had the live action something. Oh, it's Voltron. The live action Voltron. Amazon has it. They're not even putting it in theaters. They're not putting it in theaters. They're going to have it right on Prime streaming.
They know it's going to go bad.
He's big and bulky. He's actually going to play Voltron. Because he's jacked.
All right, so looking at
actual.
So this is the Japan numbers.
Yeah.
So looking at, once again, like I said, they put Super Sentai and Project Red together. So technically, whatever sales Sentai is still getting goes to Project Red currently. That's the way that they're putting it in there. But yeah, in Japan, the Sentai Project Red sales for this first half ended up being 3.0. So we can thank the global market for the additional 0.4. Good job, global market. You're really showing your support there, I guess.
No. Let's not downplay global. That means global literally almost did the same amount as local. That should never be the case. I feel like if you're doing global, your global should be your local should be, you would try to be double. You want your local market to be the highest. So it's kind of
no, but I feel the sales of IP group wide includes the Japan numbers along with the rest of the world.
True. Let me say that.
So that means that it literally is just a 0.4 buff from the rest of the countries being thrown in there. Meanwhile, when we look at Kamen Rider, it was a 9.8 for the first half in Japan, but when you throw it in with the global audience, it bumps it up to the 13.4.
Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact that Pretty Cure just dominates Super Sentai? Local does more than combined for Super Sentai. Shout out to Pretty Cure. Doing the Lord's work.
I mean, it is Pretty Cure. However, I hate that they throw it since on this other side they have the they don't line up between them. So Pretty Cure gets put up with Naruto, and then it's like when you're looking at it from this way, it's like, man, Pretty Cure is blowing up overseas. Nah. It's a 4.9 to 5.0, so they got that 0.1 boost.
And then no one in Japan cares about Naruto at all.
It's like, most of the Naruto stuff is just based off of that global audience.
Yeah, no,
it's like you could really see that Dragon Ball does have that overseas power though, because like in Japan, that first half,
Latin America,
Latin
America,
65.1.
Latin America. If it's not Saint Seiya or Dragon Ball, Latin America does not care. Because I know you saw that new mural they did for Saint Seiya. That's like almost a whole street side of a building, and it took like I think over 80 hours, and it was like 30 different artists all working on it to do this big Saint Seiya mural, and it looked amazing.
So answering the question, yes, Memorial Tega Sword sales will count for Project Red.
Will count.
You are saving Project Red by buying all the late Goes Yuger stuff and all the other stuff, all the memorials that they're releasing of Sentai.
Yeah.
Me buying the aura changers. Oh, that came out when Gavan was out, so that contributed towards.
That's gonna be a part of the next. Well, not the first. It's gonna be this quarter that's coming out. The numbers we're about to get are gonna have the aura changer in there.
When the aura changers officially come out?
Like
was it
last
April?
month? The end of April. It was the end of April. It was on like the 24th or the 25th.
I feel like I've had them longer than a month.
I swear, when you get a memorial or any like newer re-release merch of an older show, it feels like you've had it longer because it's an older show. I swear. Because I feel like I've had that Chalice CSM for like a decade, but I've had it for like 3 months, 4 months. That's crazy. 1.8. Like, I want to know the exact number of just the Gavan sales. That's what I want to know.
I wish that they would
numbers.
Split it so we could see, but as long as Sentai is still contributing towards those Project Red numbers.
I'm gonna talk to my tax not my tax guy, my stock guy, and be like, yo, let me buy in on this company. Just enough equity in the company so I can just see the breakdown. What's the minimum amount I need to put in? That's what I'm gonna contact them on Monday. I'm gonna see because I want those numbers. I need to figure out how I can get them. And if I have to dip into the 401k and get some equity, some stock in Bandai, I want to know because watch it be 0.2 and 1.6 of it is Super Sentai stuff. Because a lot of the premium Bandai stuff for Goes Usual was coming out while Gavan was still airing. Or when Gavan started, a lot of that stuff was still, all the premium Bandai stuff was coming out about the second week or so of the show.
Just looking back at this quarter and what could have influenced the numbers, because it's like this is January through March. So remember, it's like Gavan didn't start until February, so definitely a lot of the Goes Yuger stuff was still coming out during that time.
Yeah,
because we got the DX Tega June set that came out in February. We got the Memorial Maji phone and the Shinken Maru came out during that time in February. So we got two Sentai things, and then
we still got 3 premium Bandai candy toy sets coming out for Goes Usual still that aren't out yet. Then there's also they're re-releasing a lot of the stuff from what's that one? The Gao, I think it's Gao Ranger. Gao Ranger. Yeah, they're getting re-released stuff in July or August. So we're getting there's a lot of like, it's funny that now that, we're in Project Red and not Super Sentai, a lot of stuff is getting re-released for Super Sentai. And I feel like that's going to fluff the numbers and cook the books to make Project Red and Gavan Infinity or Ocean Horn or whatever the hell the next one's going to be called, like, seem like they're making more money than they are.
But the thing is, how would we factor the franchise a success, like with a dollar amount? Because I'm just like, in order for me to consider Sentai worth like killing off for this new franchise, we got to end close to like a near double what the previous Sentais did.
Yeah,
like
you would.
I would
that's
shoot
why
for
when
like
we're
a
talking,
9
that's why
or
we're
10.
That's why we're doing the over under on 2, because I think we both
Yeah.
agreed that like it has to do at minimum a 2.
Yes.
Minimum. Not like, but if I say hypothetically, I'm Toei, I'm John Toei. We're in the boardroom. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, all right, we're gonna cancel Super Sentai. We're gonna bring back Metal Hero. We're gonna call it Project Red. My first thing is, we're doing 4 on average. If we average all those numbers together, 5.2 to 5.3 a year in billion yen on Super Sentai. I want no less than a 9 billion yen year with Project Red. That's where that's where I would personally, from a business standpoint, I would consider it a success. If at the end of this earnings year it's a 5.7 or a 6, why cancel Super Sentai? But then again, it's also the cost of the show. So I got to be like, all right, if the budget is now 75% less and I'm earning the same amount or more, that's good. But it's also one of the things is like the track record. Once we're 2 or 3 series in, that's where I'm really going to start to like nitpick it, where I'm like, all right, if we're doing the same as Super Sentai or less, if any quarter of Project Red is less than anything of the Reiwa Super Sentai, it's not a success. Like if this 1.8 was 1.7, I'm like, you just tied quarter 1 with Don Brothers. They technically tied quarter 2 with King Ozier. But if you look at all the numbers after, like, you know, a lot of 1.5s, a lot of 1.0s and 1.2s, but it's like, come on, I'm not seeing a 2 up there. Me being realistic right now where it's at, this doesn't look like a success to me. It really doesn't.
And that's the other thing. If Omega Horn is going to end up sharing the same gimmicks as what Gavan Infinity is doing, then sure, you might get a little bit of fluff during that third quarter that they always end up dropping in sales, unless you pull Don Bros and you come up with, you finally released your mecha during that time frame, which is why Don Bros numbers suddenly like raised up compared to everybody else, was because that's when you could finally buy the Don Oni Taijin. For Gavan, it would be like, so Gavan would be over by that second time. Omega Horn would be coming in, so that would be their boost of brand new show. But if it's still reusing the gimmicks, then what are they changing besides the potential changer?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and we don't know what the suits look like. We don't really know. Like, it could be just Gavan Infinity Part 2. Like, we don't. That's why I'm just like, I give them credit for trying something new at the end of the day. I do. But I don't. I could be eating my own words. Like, we could see some 2s pop up on there, and then it's like, oh crap, we ain't seen 2s on Real Soldier. Like, good job. But like I said, I think they're gonna see this a success because of how little money is being put into the production of the show. So obviously this 1.8 means a lot more if the show is costing half of, King Ozier, which it definitely does because of
King Ozier is technically what I would say King Ozier killed Sentai, only because of how expensive that show was to make.
Yeah. And I was actually talking to someone the other day, because like the whole Mandalorian and Grogu movies coming out, and the fact that the Mandalorian used that same green screen that Sony has that they use for King Ozier, and I was like, night and day quality for what Disney did using it compared to Toei, and I'm like, King Ozier definitely financially was kind of like, we put all this money in and it's not the highest grossing show. You couldn't beat last year's show.
And the thing is, so looking at it, if the quarter that we're currently in now, that would end up ending at the end of June, April didn't really see much releases. We had, let's see, Gavan Infinity action figure set, the battery set 7, blind box battery, cyclone weapon, fighter jet satellite, and secondary hero stuff releasing in April. In May, we currently have the fifth hero stuff, blind box, Immor Gears, and action figure set 5.
I will say the Yudos just dropped. They're selling out like crazy because the guy I get stuff from in Japan, he got me a set and he's just like, yeah, the Yudos are flying off the shelf right now. Like, but then again, those are 345 yen a box, so that's not gonna make billions of yen for them.
And we get new mecha at the end of May. Currently,
I think that dragon one's gonna sell a lot. That dragon looks cool.
June is a dry spell because we don't have anything announced outside of that. So I don't know. I feel like June might end up being, well, this quarter, unless there's something they're going to announce in June, might end up being a dry spell for Gavan, and it could end up having lower numbers than what it currently has.
Bionicle says, I wish they'd stop using toy sales as the sole reason of success or failure. Well, you're not going to recoup what you spend on a show with advertising and licensing. Like you're not like the toy sales are going to push you above to make above what you spent. And sadly, like that's how it is with not just Toku. It's like that with everything. Like
Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Transformers for sure. I mean, they did that with Transformers back. Like that's why the movie came out. Kill Optimus. We need new toys. We can't keep selling Optimus over and over again. We need, let's get Rodimus Prime that no one likes. Like, it's
but I think
a constant thing.
The big explainer that's missing from that is that these shows are still on network television. And that's the thing. The rules of a show airing on network television at a dedicated time slot are completely different than a show that's picked up for, say, streaming. Because normally the streaming service pays an upfront dollar amount for everything that goes into the production. Not so much here because they are at the beholding of, the network broadcast. And then it's them trying to technically spend their own money to compete for time slots within network television. So it's a completely different ball game than streaming services. And I feel like that's another thing that people aren't savvy to in terms of the business sense of it all, which is why they fall on the toy sales to be. And that's why we can still have shows like Amazon's and Black Sun be on streaming services and them not really care about toy sales because they got paid for in advance by those streaming companies.
But Black Sun had them sick ass CSMs. Like they made some money on those. Let's be.
I mean, they still did that, but even then, like the toy lines outside of the CSMs wasn't that big.
Those DX ones were trash, and then I think they did one model kit and SH Figure Arts, and then I think Hot Toys. No, Hot Toys did Shin Kamen Rider ones. They didn't. No. Hot Toys did Black Sun.
No, it was Sideshow Collectibles that did. That did the Black Sun ones.
Because I know Hot Toys did Shin Kamen Rider, but no. Also, that's why, like, if you want to piggyback off of the streaming service ones, when you see, Disney lost this amount because of unsubscribers, it's like, yeah, that's when you're going to see shows get canceled. But they also license out all their stuff. Disney, outside of what's at the parks, they don't really manufacture a lot of stuff. They just license out their IP, and that's where they're making their bankroll. That's why you see, from like a Warner Brothers standpoint, all those Harry Potter Lego sets and now with Lord of the Rings and the Minas Tirith, that's $1,200 that I had a hour-long conversation with the wife about why I need it in my life. And that's why I have a $600 Pokemon set that I haven't built yet because it's still in the box. I'm like, well, I really want to build it, but the light effects kit is $300 for it, and I could just resell it. So yeah, licensing is also a big thing. Whereas like Bandai just makes all the Kamen Rider stuff. They're not licensed. Like, I mean, yeah, like Blockies does some Kamen Rider stuff. and there are other companies, but like Bandai is the main thing. They're not licensing out stuff to like Lego or Hasbro or all these other companies or McFarlane Toys. So they don't really make a lot of money from third party, like other companies besides Bandai and then the networks.
Toei is really one of the few companies that I've seen that doesn't go by the mantra of you got to spend money to make money. They're like, let's not spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Let's cut money to make money.
Yes. Because they really are doing that, especially with the, like, you could feel the budget in Gavan when you're watching some of these episodes. Because there was one episode in which they literally were just on the same set the entire episode. And
the crazy thing is,
in those crab monsters,
I don't feel like, and I get it because Kamen Rider makes them money, but like, man, like, it's just mind boggling, the whole Project Red situation right now. Because I mean, yeah, it's still like, it hasn't even been like, you know, obviously not a year, but it's like, I feel like it's already been fumbled, honestly.
No, it has, and the thing that still makes it confusing is, and I mentioned this like previous time that we streamed, is you would think them getting away with Sentai, like that they could do global distribution for this show like they were doing with Zet, yet they didn't.
We talked about it and we theorized because we had Shout Factory, Toku Shoutsu retweeting.
Yes.
Stuff had English subtitles. It's just like, now I'm thinking if they are doing this whole what is it? Is it Ocean Omega Omega Goon? I don't know what it's called. Because if these are quick shows that aren't getting full like 1 year runs, 50 episodes, etc., and they're doing like 24 to 26 episodes, if the next one starts up and then they just drop this one and start putting it, because maybe if they cut the budget on the show, that means they don't care to do subtitle stuff right now, and they don't. And what if Tokushoutsu is like, okay, now we're gonna start airing Gavan Infinity subbed, and starting, you know, right after the finale, and they release it week to week. It's like, well, why are you a little too late? Like, even Zet's the numbers on YouTube, I still, even though I'm not caught up to it, I check when it goes live and I check to see, and it's like those numbers have dwindled drastically.
No, Ultraman still like does well when they were doing their
Ultraman does. Ultraman always is going to, because that fan base, we love Ultraman. I just wish we had more merch, because it's been like what, 9-10 months since we talked about it. We still haven't seen that Bandai deal they did with either Walmart or Target for domestic, where they're supposed to have Ultraman sections now. We still haven't seen that. But then there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen, because I was thinking about the other day, we talked about it on here over a year ago, we never got the McFarlane page punchers for Power Rangers. That was they did a press release for
them. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because I'm working on some actual real videos for once instead of toys, and I was just like, there's a lot of press releases we got for shit that like we have not gotten any update on, or it just fizzled out and people maybe were like hoping we would forget. Because honestly, if the Ultraman stuff got done the way it was in that press release, which was literally the summer, like towards the end of summer of last year, it's supposed to be by fall end of 2025. I feel like that Ultraman global number would have been higher, because I remember when Ultraman Rising came out, people were buying up those toys at Walmart. I've seen kids buying those. So I'm curious, like, what Bandai is doing, because it's like one of those things. Like, Bandai is sending out these press releases. The same with like Kamen Rider. We have Zets literally airing subbed, and we got no merch here.
I know. We were waiting. We were eagerly awaiting those toys to finally get released, and that you could walk into a store and just buy them.
Yeah.
And Bandai's releasing DX toys, because I've seen Demon Slayer in One Piece DX items at Target. So Bandai's releasing them. They got stuff, but like it's just nothing. And it's like I don't even think we're gonna get the next season after Zets. I don't think that's gonna get simulcast. I don't think that's gonna get sub released. Like I don't see how Tokusatsu is gonna make a return on investment for what they paid. Because we don't know how much they paid, but we know it's by series to Toei for the rights. I don't know if they're making their money back. Whereas someone like Discotech Media, they're making their money back because they're selling out of their Blu-rays quickly. Like I had to hunt down Kamen Rider Stronger because I couldn't find it.
I mean, I think once we see the suit for Mice, it would tell us whether or not it would get released in the West. If it's another goofy suit that's just way too hard on the gimmick,
dude, that name sounds goofy.
I don't think it's gonna end up getting released because they pick Zets because I mean, like I said, it's a stylish show. It's like it looks like it could appeal towards the Western audience with how it looks versus the previous season. But if they go back to like a little bit more goofy in terms of appearance, I don't know.
All of this would have been fixed if Gotchard actually had alchemy in it and actually took place in a school. Everything is Gotchard's fault. Because I can't blame Super Sentai. I can't blame like good Kamen Rider shows. So Gotchard's a scapegoat.
For me, I just wish that they would make fun toys again because it's like these last couple years, the degradation of the toy quality has just gotten to me to the point of like, it's like I want to buy some of these things, but then when I get them, like I've had the most buyer's remorse the last year over buying toys that this year I've barely bought anything. The only thing I really got pre-ordered for the rest of the year is just the, well, at least as far as Toei stuff is concerned, is just the fucking new Kabuto, like Zector. That's it. Because I got the Omega Slugger memorial
for me, like
ordered, so.
I'm fine. I think this last year is the least amount of DX related items I bought. Like I'm getting SMP stuff for Super Sentai. I bought my first memorial item. Like but Kamen Rider, it's like, because I was looking back at, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna make some videos, and I was looking back at older toy videos, and I was like, man, even from your channel, I was like, we were getting new DX items constantly. We were getting this, that, that, and then it's just like the quality. You could see like that dip where it's just like, I think post Geats is when we kind of both like pumped on the brakes a bit. But then more CSMs were coming out than normal.
It's sad when like I don't want to buy something from Agito because it seems like it's too expensive. But then thinking about it, like that Disney Imagination belt is like half less, the price of that G7 driver, and it's got a full LCD screen on it.
Yeah, and those keys, the high quality gimmicks too. Those were some keys on like even. Like, I'm just mad because we haven't gotten any more clear color belts. Like, if they start releasing some more of the clear color belts, I'll be happy because 3 is not enough. Like, and I thought they were going to keep, but then they did kind of delay some stuff because they've been trying to combat scalpers. So that's why they did delay going into the FISE one after the Drive one dropped. But it's like, I'll buy the new main rider driver when it comes out for the next show, just because I'm a completionist. But even the capsules, none of these are the ones that come with it. Those are the magazine ones. I haven't bought any gimmicks for sets. This is actually one of the few shows where I actually have not bought any gimmicks that have been released ever, and that's weird because even Gotchard I went in on those, but even Gav, I bought a few of the gimmicks. They're not fun. Like even Gavan, like this is not fun.
Well, apparently the ones
is that his tail? What is that supposed to be? What is that supposed to be in his mouth? Okay, that like I don't. Pickle. That's not a pickle. Okay, sir, that is maybe pickle, but it begins with a D. But then also this side is like that. That's like me. I mean, that's kind of cool, but not really.
But look, if you got any Samurai Jack toys, you can just claim that that's Aku.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it is.
Yeah,
I've said they look like a coup for the longest time.
that one is definitely Aku.
Yeah, but even
Lamar
these, like
design it.
these aren't fun either. This is just
Yeah,
like
no, that's the thing. It's like
Like
the
a
gimmicks
coup.
have not been fun. Like they don't have lights, they don't have sounds. Everything is like
No.
relies on the main thing itself. Apparently, the more gears, I don't know. Maybe someone can clarify in the chat. The more gears that come with the mecha, the changers, you can actually they are pressable.
Yeah,
so
you can
press the button.
Yeah,
And so that's the fidget mechanic to it. But
it's not even that cool. You know what ruined it? Vanguard Batar. Batar ruined it. That belt for that price, so good. Those action figures, so good. That ruined it for me. Bandai and Toei ain't putting out quality like that. I need more.
Yet they're still producing these things in China.
Yeah. Even with the tariff increase, I'm still buying them, and the quality is still good, and they're still cheaper than buying from Japan.
Getting them from China is like it's like fuck the war, fuck the tariffs, fuck inflation. It's still cheaper getting it straight from China.
Yeah, it really is. Like, what the belt? Like, I need more Batar stuff, honestly. Also, I think that's too. That's they need to, and because it's China, they're gonna release some 1-to-1 scale. Because they're the ones who were doing the saber 1-to-1 sync and swords before they got stopped.
But even looking back at the gimmicks, when's the last time with the Rider gimmicks that you would say that you genuinely had fun with?
Wonder Ride books, because those Geats, I love the gimmicks, but you had to put them on the belt. But the Wonder Ride books, opening them up, it would tell the whole story of the book when you open it. Like, especially when you got into like the Dragonic Knight one and this and that, and then the Snow Lion one. Like, I think the Wonder Ride books were the last real gimmicks that had a functionality that was enjoyable without the belt. Because they're books.
I mean, even then, you still had to like figure out their certain press point to get them to pop without being on the belt.
Some of them actually have buttons like right on the bottom that you could press. I don't have any over here, but a majority of them, once you open them, they would just do the noise, or because I know one button on the bottom.
There was like a couple that I had that I needed to like stick a screwdriver in there or something to be able to like press it to be able to open up.
So the Snowline one, Dragonic Knight, Emotional Dragon, Elemental Dragon, I believe a few other ones. If you want to do like combo book ones, you actually had to. But I mean, I have every Wonder Ride book that's been released, and most of them, all like the like the Jack and the Beanstalk, the Three Little Pigs, those ones you just open it, and it would either play it automatically or you just push a button on the bottom, and that's it. There was no other pressure.
That's because they attach directly to the sword, so normally would.
Yeah, so a majority of them you actually didn't have to do it, and like that's cool. I think that's a cool gimmick. I don't think like gotcha. Those are cards. Those aren't shit.
Yeah, no,
right? They didn't taste good. They were glossy.
A lot of vice stamps, but I would say they're all right. I did like the fact that they had lights and sound built into them and shit like that. So that was cool.
But the belt itself was lazy because it was just the magnet thing to make the little.
Yes, Etch a Sketch. I literally. I blew my son's mind one day because he was playing on an Etch a Sketch, and I just took one of the stamps and stamped it.
And the stamp, yeah.
And it just made the design on there. He was like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" And I was like, "Magnets."
Yeah. The only reason why, like, I would say from a display standpoint, I didn't like the books because you had to have them front facing. I think if there's just one sticker or one thing on the side where the name of the Wonder Ride book was on the spine of it, would have just been the chef's kiss on that gimmick.
I think what killed because I only have 3 Wonder Ride books, but it's the fact that they're all inconsistent in terms of sizes. So they don't look that well next to each other.
You can't. So the worst one was not just the Dragonic Knight one, the one they did for the crossover movie where it was like where they had that weird anniversary form when that kid was like writing the stories and stuff like that. That weird movie they did. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that book was the same form factor, but it seemed off. Wait, hold on a second. My wife, she's like, "Hey, I stopped at the store. Look what I found in stock."
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I was like, no green, because I still have the factory sealed green that doesn't have a coin in it.
No, for me, I would still say like the progrise keys were probably the last time I had fun with gimmicks, especially the ones that automatically opened up when you press the button.
Those were cool. It's just,
oh yeah,
I
found some of my progress keys. Most of the gachapon ones, but I feel like I want to buy like a lot of them, or like just like buy a bunch of them.
do it. There's sets. There's actually full sets, because I've done that for a few shows recently. Like build, I almost have every bottle because I will have Pandora's box done before the year is over. That will be done, I swear. But no, I'm trying to think what else for gimmicks, because like a lot of the gimmicks were like, so Drive, I like the cars, but there's always that asterisk because the original DX release, that shift bracer was so weak and easily to broken, which is why I don't have my clear color one on display, because it's still the same mold, just with different plastic. And I'm like, no, I know the shift bracer is going to break and won't communicate with the driver. It's going back in the box. I think the icons were cool because those you could display and you know what they are. Like, I like those. But things like the wizard rings, like some of that, those are all like weird gimmicks.
I mean, at least the wizard rings made sense in a show about magic more than cards.
Yeah, but I meant just from a gimmick on its own, from like a toy standpoint, though. Like, can't display those nice. Like, I can't like just have them up.
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
like,
the rate that these gimmicks just keep going, even on like the Sentai perspective as well, since Sentai's been doing gimmicks with like these last couple of seasons, and now that's transferred onto Project Red with the Imor gears. I'm like, y'all aren't really making a collectible thing that I feel I would want to collect. Like, none of these things would just make me go like, I got to have them all. Like, I think we all ended up crashing out after spending so much in the initial release of Gotchard before Gotchard came out on those damn cards.
We need.
I only bought like two to three booster boxes and I was done.
I bought the box. All the booster boxes get shipped in. That was my buyer's remorse. Especially realizing now all the cards and all like the parallel cards and all stuff are like $1 each on Buy. All the ones that like, because that's how I got all the ones to finish out having every card. I was like, oh, I ended up spending like $45 on Buy all together from different purchases, and I got all the parallel cards I was missing and the full art ones. I was like,
yeah, remember when we thought that be able to flip them for a decent amount?
Screw you! I did. I almost broke even.
Yeah, but that was only like during the initial. But it didn't age.
Well, I only did that for the
first.
No, I only did no. I knew they wouldn't. The first set, I broke even, which is why when I did my Toku deck, I was like, no. So everything I spent on the initial first set that came out, I broke. I was probably within like single digits, but I almost broke even, or I went above, like, because I was like, when people wanted their favorite parallel card and I had dupes and I'm selling a dupe for $35, that's 2 booster boxes right there if you bought them directly from Japan because they're cheap. That's when the markup, that's when that tokullectibles markup and the big bad toy store markup really hurts you, because those boxes were expensive. And now they're even on Amazon. You can still go buy some of the boxes for like $25.
Reminds me.
But those weren't even lock seeds. I think lock seeds, for as much as I joke around about Gaim and hating it and this and that, I think lock seeds were a really good gimmick. It's fruit, but like you can, the function of you can display them by sitting them on a shelf, or you can put like little 3M hooks and hang them. There's like when the versatility of displaying, the versatility of displaying the gimmick. That's why I think the ride watches, out of all the gimmicks in common, are probably top 3, one of the perfect gimmicks. because
I'm still a little mad
system,
that they don't
it
make
sounds-
gimmicks with on-off switch anymore.
Yeah, that's. I put a little piece of plastic to go through like the connector thing on the back of them. It's easy, just cut a little. But
See, I was just checking on Amazon because it's been a while since I looked for any of these toy things on Amazon.
Constantly.
Like I used to periodically check Amazon for a lot of this stuff, and now not so much.
I do a lot of thrifting lately. Me and my wife have been thrifting like
the
crazy.
Gavan Infinity stuff in here. That's neat.
Oh, look at that!
Get a
Amazon is on sale for Blu-ray.
Easy More Gear set for $20 for a pack of 2.
Oh, thanks. I'm waiting for more other Figure-Eyes standards. We're supposed to start getting Final Forms, and they kind of just never started releasing them. They were supposed to start last year. Also, I am almost done with a video I've been working on. Remember the Vital bracelet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm working on a video for that because I was cleaning and I found my Vital bracelet, and I was like, wow. I was like, I still have the Kuga one unopened because I got that after the fact. And I was just like, I remember these. Such a horrible product. Because they didn't make raid and boss battles like they did the Digimon ones. The Digimon one is still really popular, apparently.
I'm seeing something now that caught my eye. It's not Gavan Infinity, but it is OG Gavan. Because on Amazon they have the Tamashii Nations Gavan with Siberian, the Spirits Chogokin figure. $121. It's not bad. Especially when you consider the SH figure arts that they're releasing for Gavan Infinity are all like $85. I'm like,
yeah,
rather spend my money on something.
The official US Bandai shop just put a whole bunch of Go Chizos on there recently. Like they just put the whole Go's User team set up on there. Like a lot of Vital bracelets, $27. Well, no, they have capsules on there. Oh wow. Not gonna do it.
Yes, let's inflate these numbers. Let's make let's support Zets and Gavan Infinity with our dollars.
Yes. Wait, what do I agree to? No.
Buying toys for these franchises.
I don't listen. If they make good toys, I will buy them. I will. I'll even buy merch for shows and movies I don't like, which is why I have the CSM for Shadow Moon, even though I'm still never finishing Black Sun. I'm never finishing that fucking show.
We always bring up Black Sun and when you're gonna watch it anytime we're talking toy sales, so it's on brand.
Because I feel like that's one of the that's one of my favorite CSMs in my collection, I think. Honestly, I really do. I think it's up there with the Blade CSM, but that's only because I bought the big set one. And that was the first time I bought a actual new CSM on release and not like from a reseller or third party. I was like, no. I was like, I need this. Oh wow, the CSM Kivat belt is on Amazon. $413. Wow.
Oh yes, OG Gavan did pass away.
Last week. I saw that.
And I made the joke when I was on Discord of like, oh, he must have seen Infinity. He pulled the South Park, the kid in the hospital going like, not like this. Not like this.
Oh god. Why is volume 1 of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight $318?
I mean, why not?
Good point. Valid point.
People asking about me reviewing stuff. Look, I'm still working on Toku Awards that technically I should have had out back in like December. But the problem is anytime I think I'm gonna catch up on something, real life bites me in the ass. Because it's like this week I was like, all right, I've got like 90% of the footage for the Toku Awards together. I just got to go ahead and like start editing this shit together. But then between several work resignations, someone on a leave of absence, the people covering saying that they're unable to cover, and then me having to drive my ass to Florida unexpectedly, which alone is like a 4-hour drive one way just to do someone else's job for them, on top of trying to do my administrative duties for my job. And then, of course, people forget, like 2 years ago, I took on a second job, which is why the video started trickling in terms of them coming out so frequently, was because second job. But hey, until the economy recovers enough to the point that I don't need a second job, which is probably not going to happen, or I get a new job that pays enough to cover everything, then I'm still going to end up slacking. That's the problem. Because I'm not some college kid that just has all the time in the world to do content.
Yeah.
I got stuff.
We need to find a grift. That's what we need. We need a good grift. Start beef with Ash. That Dixie 360.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like
making a Power Ranger show that's using AI.
If my YouTube channel had actually gotten to a decent point, like a couple of years ago, to the point that I could actually use the revenue from that, then I wouldn't have needed a second job or anything like that. But that never happened. So
you just need to be sponsored by an edible company. Okay, that's what you need. That's what I do. You know how easy it is to just film a video of you having the munchies at 2 a.m. with your code. When they were on 420, I'm not gonna say a number. Okay, I could have bought more than a PlayStation Portal on the commission sales from just 420 alone. Like, stoners love edibles. And then also I'm like talking about food, so I'm trying to get a food sponsorship. Like I haven't got the analytics to make money from revenue, but I'm gonna get them.
Listen, anytime I have midnight munchies, I always see the video that you sent me of you eating that food.
I got a new one. Wait, which one was it? The pizza with the burger and like the gallon of ranch?
Where it's just going in on your face and you're like, it's just your
the elote one. You see the elote one yet?
Like I just keep thinking back to that video, and that shit's probably one of the funniest things I'd seen in a while. It just lives rent free in my mind.
That's the only reason why they extended me another year, because they were like, "You're doing good on sales and that," but like the videos you put out of you with the munchies and that is crazy. I'm like, thanks. Like, I was like, I do what I can. I just like food.
And I mean, in terms of like doing I really want to get back into the swing of things, but every time I keep trying to, it's hell. That's why, like, I miss the creative outlet of doing YouTube as frequently as I did. The last bit was literally during this past stream on Twitch, because I did a whole new opening for my Twitch streams in which I parodied the Toonami openings, and it only took me 1 day to make it.
Wow. So he still got it, guys. He still got it.
I still got it.
Ask him when he's gonna review Go's User.
but the thing is just like, at least with Twitch, it's like I know I'm gonna end up getting like at least $50 every month. While even at my prime of making YouTube videos, I would still rarely get that $100 every 2 months. From videos just getting maybe 2K views. And so that's the thing. It's like I easily got demoralized seeing people do lesser content and getting 10 times the views I would get. So it's like, why even bother making like all the effort? So
my thing is, I got a BS in computer science, right? I'm spending 50 hours a week in front of a computer screen and fixing servers. When I come home, I don't want to sit. Like, this is the first time I've turned on my computer in probably a week and a half. Because also the Diablo 4 expansion dropped, and then Monster Hunter Stories 3 and all this other stuff. But it's like, I just don't want to sit on a computer.
You picked up Stories 3 now.
I did. I picked up on the Switch too. So, okay. Since last time we talked, I powered through Monster Hunter Stories 2 because I never finished it. But I had 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. So I bought the combo pack on the Switch, and I didn't open it. But then I had through my Discover card, I had like the bonus points for Amazon and like the extra cash back, every couple months. Like, hey, if you activate this, you get extra. And I had Amazon one. So I ended up getting Monster Stories 3 for like $38. But but based on my days off, it was like, all right, I want it on PS5 because I have the other two. But then once you told me there's no like bonus stuff for carrying over saves, the Switch one I got same day delivery. Like I ordered it in the morning, I got it at like 5 p.m. and I was like, I don't want to wait till tomorrow to play a game. So that's the reason why I got on the Switch too.
Okay.
So I've been playing that, but it's like even like the content wise, like I have another channel. I'm not going to promote it. I got another channel I've been working on, and that's been kind of like popping off, I guess. But it's like it's not a niche channel like Toku. Like so, obviously, when you're not just covering Toku specifically, because I was like, I thought about doing more comic stuff. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like covering comics. I don't want to do like that's why I've been Ash when I see all your Power Rangers. I'm like, I don't even know how you do it. We have no Power Ranger stuff like outside of the comics, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Ash.
Look, you just
then I watched it. And I was like, it's stuff I didn't even know was happening. Like, Ash was like, hey, this comic stuff. I'm like I didn't know there was a Power Rangers Green coming out. Like I didn't know all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what the press releases, and I don't even know this shit. And I was like, I just get all my news from Ash now. I'm like,
see, my thing is like, so I got Tomodachi Life like since the last time we talked, and been having some wacky shenanigans in there. I do have a Yuya Takahashi on my island, along with a Toshiki Inoue on my island. So they are along with Momoi Taro and Sonoi are in the island as well, along with my family and some friends and some stuff in there. Donald Trump's on the island as well.
Do you have to make all the characters?
Yes. It's not like you could on the 3DS where you could just scan somebody's QR code and then just import their main. Now you got to make them all from scratch. So I was like, all right,
I don't have time for that. Everyone's been trying to get me to get the game, and I was like, that's too much work. I don't.
Because I've seen some crazy ones like through like streamers and stuff like that they've made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some shenanigans going on the island, especially regarding some friendships.
Ooh.
Some of the nicknames, some of these characters. Yeah, but the thing is, you technically shouldn't be streaming Tomodachi Life, considering that it's completely censor free, and even the game itself, if you take videos and screenshots on the Switch too, it won't let you upload it to like the app, or it just says it's not supported by the software. So I got to take like pictures of my screen to be able to upload them. So yeah, it's like you could do whatever you want in that game.
You can make them say whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can also make them eat whatever they want as well, because you can just draw up food, and it could look like not safe for work stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like these. I'm gonna put this in. Where's the share button? I'm gonna put this in the private, like, because this just popped up randomly as like suggested for me, and I'm like, I kind of want this because I am trying to also chip away at my backlog of gunpla kits, because I was informed I can't buy anymore. Because the Gunzo place out here, they had a warehouse sale and they were doing like 50 to 75% off gunpla kits, and I was like, I'm just gonna stop by. I'm just gonna look, and then I left with 2 bags full of kits. And there's like 5 or 6 kits in each one, so I was like, Yeah, and I've been buying blocky stuff, which is really dangerous.
Yeah.
Where's the master grade one? Let me see here.
But yeah, no, there's a little.
So like these, but none of these would be for master grades.
No, it's all the high grade ones, which I have. So I'm like, I got enough of them. I think I would probably use them for all my my Gundam Unicorn ones. So I have a lot of those that I've built, or I'll put all my freaking Zaku's in there, since I have so many Zaku's. I have way too many.
Let's see. Backlog hoarding is addictive. There's some games that I have in my backlog that I've never beat. So
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, my Switch 2 backlog is bad because I bought all the Yakuza games, all the physical ones when they were releasing them, even though they're game key cards. And then I just been anytime there's sales, because Target's been doing sales on, and then GameStop was doing deals, and I was like, all right, I'll get to these games eventually. Like I still haven't played that Damon Ex Machina game. I bought that. I still haven't gone back to try Xenoblade Chronicles X with the Switch 2 upgrade. I have not tried that. Just been buying. I buy way too many games. I don't play them.
Oh, never. Is that after the link that you sent? I just decided to go and find like 3D models for mecha hangers for model kits. And
oh yeah, there's some good ones.
Instantly found the treasure trove. So I'm like, I'm good. Once I'm done printing out my Agito stuff, it's like, some of this stuff's gonna be next.
What was it? Sidebar. Ash, did you get the volume 2 of the Massiverse hardcover? Are you getting that? He's not even listening. He's just smirking. He's smiling. What are you looking at, sir? Share your screen.
What?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
What?
I was on stream, sir. I'm trying to get dialogue going. I said, "Are you getting the next volume of the Massiverse, the hardcover one, the volume 2?"
Oh, I have yet to get that. Sorry, I was watching Paul get roasted by some cosplayer. But
you were watching something that began with the letter P, but it wasn't Paul.
Yeah, I misheard at first until like I'm like,
yeah, I know, right? You're like, Paul. I'm like, why are you enunciating? Why are you putting so much bass in the letter P on that?
You know what's the but yeah, I need to get the hardcover. But there's like other stuff on Amazon that's on special that I need to like watch my money because like I just had like
you gotta do the black market narrative one. Do the black
market
narrative one.
They don't ship to Australia. They don't ship to Australia. That's why Kyle sent me the first one.
You gotta hit him up for the second one. The cover is different. It's signed. There's only 150 of them.
I forgot it came out. It's like a slip cover. If he could just send me the slip cover, then it could actually match the collection. I'll
get an extra slip cover and I'll have him sign it at PMC for you.
Thank you.
Because he'll be there.
But I was talking to Kyle this week. I can't say a lot. I can't say anything. But yeah.
I'm inconsistent with keeping up with talking to people. Like we were talking, then it's like I kind of just like
I tagged him in like Immortal Legend Batman hardcover finally coming out because Amazon says it doesn't come out till August, but my local comic shop got it like that weekend. So fuck's going on with Amazon because a lot of my pre-orders
they've been getting stuff later for international markets. Their stuff has been later than domestic for some reason. It's all the shipping stuff and trade routes and things going on.
Usually shit like arrives much quicker, like, but there's like stuff on behind on like my JoJo hardcovers.
Next I'll bring you stuff next year when I go to Australia.
You won't go. You'll see a spider like
Memo. We're next year is gonna be like our like the end of this year and next year is gonna be a lot of traveling, and then it's the dreaded word that no one likes to hear.
You're gonna have to come to like my state and visit, even though I'm like further.
You can't really talk about the full family because you're not in my shoes.
Listen, I have 2 cats. Okay,
I'm about to have 2 kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's money. Like,
and he's also got the extended family.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I already got nephews, but no, there's not like. I'm looking at stuff because I was like, oh, hey, maybe there's toy stuff. There's nothing. There's nothing coming out. There's no toys. There's nothing worth shows to talk about. We might as well just do Toku adjacent stuff from now on. Like, do you finish Monarch season 2?
I still haven't illegally acquired it.
It's gotten good. They're actually doing, even if you've already had an account, they're doing 7-day free trials on Apple TV Plus right now. All you need is a new email.
look, my backlog's gotten big. I need to catch up on like JJK. I've been watching Digimon Beat Break.
So good.
That's sort of,
So good.
yeah. It's like why I'll watch it on the train. I'm keeping it with the dub mostly. Because the dub's pretty decent. It makes some changes because they're going to probably market this on like free their TV. Like there's a scene where it was the teddy bear where he had like the sake with the old man, and they changed the T in the dub.
Yeah,
the T, which was like kind of funny. But yeah, Digimon Beat Break. I'm still like not up to Gekomon Evolving yet, which is pretty crazy that we're like 10 episodes in.
For the dog.
Now,
did you finish Ghost Game?
No, I never watched.
Go watch Ghost Game. Go watch Ghost Game. Is
it dubbed?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Sai put me onto a new show that that is apparently a reboot of a Toho Toku franchise from the 50s called Human Vapor.
Oh, I saw people were talking about that on X or Twitter. I saw a trailer for it. Is it out now?
I think it should be about. Let me look at this. What the release?
The Ghost in the Shell remake's coming out real soon as well.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I haven't seen much of it, but then again, I didn't see much of Fist of the North Star, and people aren't talking about that.
No, so they won't start streaming until July 2nd of this year. The trailer just came out a couple days ago.
Yeah,
but the problem with it is it's Netflix, so it's all gonna drop at once.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Unless you're JoJo, drop one episode and then you're not getting another episode until October.
True. I never got into JoJo. I tried.
JoJo's fun. JoJo's good.
So that's I think we've capped out the amount that we can talk about. Considering
I know there's nothing
in a dry spell.
Yeah, it's like, and honestly, even like just toys, like I just like because that's usually what I can like, not milk the time, but usually I can get some good conversation going on toys. But it's like toys are ass right now.
Yeah.
Like my addiction is going to Miniso and buying the blind box for the Gundam figures now. That's like my new addiction because drop $24 on a blind box for a 4-inch tall Gundam figure, which is financially irresponsible. But I was able to convince my wife to get into it because they have Disney ones. So I'm like, hey, you should get some Disney blind boxes. We should go to Miniso. She's like, oh, yeah, I want to see if I can get this one. And then I'm sitting there with like a little hand basket full of like Gundam ones. And I started watching One Piece.
Wait, what?
The actual anime. Anime. No, I already finished the live action. I finished season 1 and 2. But I got gaslit at work into watching it because they said, oh, you keep talking about these great animes, but you never watch One Piece. You got to give it a chance. And these are the same people that did the same thing with Naruto, and I got like 37 episodes in, and I was like, this is
I don't know why you're not waiting until that reboot anime comes out that will just streamline the stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving it a chance. I'm only 8 episodes in. I gave it a chance.
Okay, now you got like well over 1,000 left.
I see the merch, right? And like that's what gets me because like I'm seeing all the model kits that are like the ships, and I like ships. I'm like, oh, it's like dinosaurs to me. I'm like, I like pirate ships, and I kind of want to buy the model kits, but then I'm like, I don't even know who any of these people are, so I might as well watch the show so I could justify buying them. Because I tried to buy one of the ships, and my wife was like, you even watch the show? And I'm like, do you even know what that is? I'm like, no, but it looks cool. She's like, I'm like, fine, I'll watch the show.
It's Garp's ship, the SS Ruff.
There's just so many different. No, there's like Target out here has like a whole section of like 7 or 8 model kits for the ships. There's like so many different ones, and then Barnes and Noble has them too.
I thought they all shut down.
What, the ships?
Barnes and Noble.
Oh no,
they're thriving out here. They're always busy. They're about to do their 50% off Criterion next month. I'm about to go drop a couple $100.
Plus, like a lot of them have sunk into getting into the whole pop culture scene. So they've got large manga sections.
Yeah,
they've even got model kits. I've even found Kamen Rider shit inside, like in terms of toys, inside of Barnes and Nobles before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the manga sections here in San Diego are like it's ridiculous. They're huge. It's like a whole separate section, and then they got model kits. They got SH figure arts. They got blockies. They've got nano blocks. They got a Pokemon section. They've got, and a lot of the ones out here do signings too. And I think a few of them have had like comic book people come in doing signings for when the trade paperbacks and graphic novels drop. Like the Barnes & Noble I go to has a crazy graphic novel section, which is where I got my absolute Batman one.
No, there is a bookstore in like the city that's closing down that's been around for 20 years. So I didn't know it was a bookstore up there because it was just like a escalator that led up, and it's like a 2-story bookstore, and now it's shutting down, sadly.
Oh. Dude, and that's
I just wish we had a Books a Million. I wish we had a Books a Million out here, or half price books, or whatever they're called. Those ones are called, because man,
Second and Charles is owned by Books a Million, and that's the one that has the books, the movies, all the video game stuff, comics. We have one where I live at.
Yeah, because they always do buy two get one free on manga on their website, and I hate it because of how they ship out. They ship out not from a local, like a one warehouse. They'll go from stores, so it's like I'll get 3 different USPS deliveries, but then they're going to charge me each box for delivery when you check out, and I'm like, can you just put them on one box? Like, you got one location. I'm not trying to pay shipping 3 times, because then by then it's not really buy 2 get 1 free.
Also, I see the comment regarding Blade, and the concept of it being a death game is only within the lore of the show, not actually when you're watching the show, because once you find out the reason why the undead are actually around, it's not a death game. It literally is just one man's game to try and become immortal and become a god themselves. So it's not that at all. Nope. So I would suggest, if you haven't seen the show, then watch the show and you would understand what I mean by that, because it's not a death game. A death game is literally Ryuki. That's the death game.
Yeah.
And then you get your wish at the end.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to Blade, where it's just like be the last one standing and your species survives. Oh, wait.
I see what you did there. Also, you know what I just realized? Ash might know this from Power Rangers. Where is the second half of the Kaiju Rangers? Those supposed to come out already.
I don't know.
Those will come out last month.
I don't know. Like I don't like I said, I don't go out that often, so I haven't seen them that much in Australia place. But yeah, I don't know. I thought they were meant to be out by now, but they should be. They're not. I don't know. I'm just waiting for that big Godzilla that they showed at the Toy Fair. That's all I want. The big Godzilla to have somewhere in my room here. I've still got the Zeo Funko Pops that I haven't taken out of the box. Then I have to figure out where I'm going to put them.
Yeah, because I'm just sitting there. I'm like, where? Because April 3rd was when the exclusivity to Target was done. And now I was looking, like Wave 2 has no, there's actually no update. There's no listings anywhere. And I'm like, it's kind of annoying because there's nothing big.
Cool. Then I think we have now officially ran out of stuff to talk about.
We have 100%.
You tried milking it. There is nothing.
No. Well, I was curious because I was like, oh, we haven't had Ash one. I was like, Ash, what's this? You know, you follow more Power Ranger related stuff than I do, because
I would imagine even the Power Ranger news is very dry at this moment.
Yeah. I mean, Ranger stuff is this weekend, but I doubt anything exciting will come from
already had a phone call from K20 Customs. Freaking called me and just tell me Blade was trash. And then I was just like, then I started roasting. I started roasting him. He takes me off speakerphone. I'm like, no, keep me on speakerphone. Let our mutual friends hear this degeneracy and how much I just hurt your feelings. I was like, I want them to confirm with me if you cry or not. So yeah, but I don't think they're not going to announce anything at Ranger Stop. I don't like.
No, they never do. It's just as
Because this is Atlanta, isn't it? Yeah, it's Atlanta this weekend, right? Or Florida?
Yeah,
no, it's
Atlanta
not
this
Florida.
weekend.
Orlando was
Atlanta
last
this
month.
weekend. Yeah.
I mean, I obviously wasn't planning on going to Ranger Stop this year just because don't know when the baby's coming. So it's like,
yeah. Imagine being at Ranger Stop, you get the call.
Yeah,
you get the call while you're in the Fies suit, and you're like,
See, the big problem now is just because of all the work stuff. I fear I'm going to be in Florida when it happens, and then I'm going to be like, ah, shit.
Yeah, you're like, just hold on a little bit. Like, I don't know, just like focus on something else.
Though we agreed that if it ends up getting close to June 7th, she's gonna hold it in. She's not having a 6'7" baby.
No, no, you're done. That's just. So, can I name the baby?
No, she already has a name.
I was gonna pick Mark. It's a good name. I was trying to convince people. There's my secretary at work's pregnant, and I'm like, "Can I name the baby?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "What if I give you like a raise?" She's like, "I feel like I'd have to go to HR." And I'm like, just name Mark. Just name him Mark. That's all you gotta do. It's a good, solid name. There's never been one bad Mark in the history of Marks.
Let me see. There was a quick question here. Would making Gavan Infinity not mess with the toys release conflict that they had with Sentai and Rider being broadcasted at the same time? I think they're trying to offset it by the fact that if this is just a show that's going to run for 25 episodes, then it just means that probably all of Project Red might end up running as 25 episode shows, just so they can technically get a boost during their halfway point where they lose traction by just having new show. But that also means, because my reasoning on why they wouldn't do that is because it would be expensive to just keep producing shows, so many shows in like 25 episode increments back to back. But then I saw Gavan Infinity and I saw the amount of money that they weren't putting into that show. Thus, it makes it completely possible, considering they don't really have a monster of the week. Well, they do, but it's the same suit, or it's just a guy with a gun. So that's it.
So, what we didn't talk about, though, now I think about when you just put it in that perspective. So, since the same gimmick is carrying over, obviously,
all right, I have to dip now because family's going to be here soon. I just saw the text message and it was like sent 15 minutes ago.
Enjoy your Australian family meeting.
So, I will. Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
See ya. So, if they're reusing
the Oxia 360 on YouTube, and
yes,
checking out
he's become some Power Ranger comic stuff. Stuff
also known as Dixie.
Yeah, the Dixie 360. He's not in a wheelchair. If you look on YouTube, there's some funny videos where there's another content creator that hates him and thinks that he's actually in a wheelchair because the guy's not the brightest. No. So do you think we're going to get a taper off on the toys if they keep doing the same gimmick and the same weapon? Because they can't keep re-releasing the same weapon changer. It's going to be, if it's the same changer with the same gimmick, that means the mecha's going to be the same. Like, no variety.
I mean, the thing that, because for Gavan, they're already releasing like Legend Morgears of other metal heroes. While for Omega Horn, if it is more kaiju based, then they could essentially focus on the famous kaijus of Toei's run,
which are
exactly.
I don't think kaiju's when I think Toei. It's Toho that has all the rights on
the monsters that these enemies have fought over the years.
That we all know by name, the one-offs.
Completely. The only one that comes to mind is like the Bee Monster, because I saw that suit get reused multiple times in Power Rangers.
What if they just not even kaijus, they do monsters? It's like, here's Eye Guy, here's all these ones from Super Sentai, and it's just like they had no kaijus. They just start making them up. So it's like, also I like Ultraman and Toho, like Super. They have all the kaijus. Like Toei is not known for monsters. They're the superhero company.
And even that, like the rumors and I hate talking about rumors sometimes, but they indicate that Gavan is still going to be in Omega Horn as like a background character. So yeah, so I would think that it's still technically gonna have some of that Gavan Infinity DNA, and then once Omega Horn is over, then they'll change up the gimmicks a bit, a smidge for the next duo of shows. And then I'll just keep doing that.
It'll just be it'll be the Mogears deal, but it's a wrist changer. The gimmick stays the same the whole time. It's just different. Now it's a sword. Now it's a wrist changer. It's like these gimmicks are ass. These gimmicks are ass. I didn't know it until I got this one in the magazine. I was like, this is.
And like we mentioned before, they keep limiting their toy line because they combined 2 toys into one, and they've stuck with it still. It's like your robot and your changer are one. Why?
Such a horrible idea. And now we don't get the full everything combines on one. I will say I'm still adamant that for Gavan, the robot, whatever the CB1, whatever it's called, with the dragon one looks really good. But other than that, I'm still not buying the DX one for it. It just said it looks nice. Like, it's just no, they're not even full bottles. Like, the full bottles were so much more entertaining than these. Like, yeah, it's the same, almost the same like shape, but these are just it's bad when I don't even have my Gavan my candy toys on display behind me, and I always put the recent shows behind me. They're not even.
It's like I don't know him. I don't know no Gavin. Yeah. He may be my governor, but not for long.
Nope. Not my gov. Nope. Actually, it's probably not going to be. Speaking of, I'm running for mayor in 2 years, everybody. I'm running for mayor in 2 years. I got bored.
Go for it. Yeah, you'll get paid less than what you do now.
I know. I put my face on a billboard. I have an ego. I need it.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's what Toei should have done. They should have just put these shows on a billboard and said, "Watch on YouTube every Saturday night."
Dude, there's no marketing for Zets either when it's on YouTube. There's none. There's some
only during the initial. Only during the initial. That was it.
When we're not, when the live button is gone, I'll tell you about this one channel that's been covering it. That's definitely probably been helping some of the popularity of Zets, but not gonna TOS YouTube. The content they make that's not on YouTube, I can't.
Oh, are there holes involved?
I prefer to call them dreamscapes. I was like, how many capsums can
okay, all right. I think that's a perfect note to just cut things.
I had a mental image, and I was like, it's a party trick.
My God. It feels like they don't want a bigger Western audience. They're definitely because as far as what we understood back when they were jumping into this endeavor, especially from what we heard of, say, Team Kamen Rider back in the day, back when we actually could get the toys a lot easier, was that Toei wants this show, these properties, out in the West, but everyone else needs to front the bill, and they want to spend no money on it. So that's why Tokushoutsu Shout Factory paid for it themselves. It's not that they have a proper licensing agreement. It's more like they paid Toei so they could do all of the advertising, all the distribution, and things like that. That's why some countries have full-on dubs, and they actually probably care more because it's about the money that they themselves are investing into this. And I guess for Gavan, some countries actually are distributing it, but not America. No. They probably saw that first episode and was like, you know what? We're good. We're not going to spend the money on this. So it's just the bargain bin like the battle for it, and Toei is just trying to
like
rake in the cash for it, which is why,
like
in terms of advertising, most of the advertising is going to be handled by whoever's localizing it.
that's why like I always circle back to, as a wrestling fan, New Japan Pro Wrestling, their app was always where you could watch the weekly shows, and their pay-per-views $9.99 a month, never was in English. Then they actually hired an English commentary team, and then they started, their app was in English. Now it exploded, and this was like 6 years ago. And for Toei, and I hate to admit it, even with like that's right now, just with Tokusatsu, I always hate the idea of it, but reach out to those big content creators and be like, hey, listen, like, help us promote this. Because like I don't feel like Tokusatsu, I've seen their booths at like Comic Cons and this and that, and they always have like their horror and their like older 90s TV shows and this and that they put out, but it's like, and they put more effort into announcing those coming out than they do their Toku stuff. And it's like, more people are going to search, oh, remember that show we watched in like 2003? I wonder if it's on. And then you search it up, boom, it pops up. You go and search Kamen Rider on Google on like unsigned out, no search history, wiped. You're not going to get Tokusatsu popping up. So it's like one of those things, like reach out to content creators, reach out to this and that, like promote it somehow, because them promoting it on their own isn't helping, because people just will retweet it or like it, but no one's bringing people in, be like, hey, have you checked this out? Go check this out. And like there's no marketing in the West, and that's what I was saying. Like, and then the crazy thing is, we know Zets is going to get a Blu-ray from Shout Factory, and it's like, well, the whole show's on your YouTube.
Well, that's part of the contract agreement, is that they got to wipe out the show. Because I mean, that's the thing that they would periodically do with a lot of this show. Because I remember when we were looking at the 01, like viewerships, that like they were significantly lower, only to find out that they were taking down the episodes every few months, re-uploading them, so that would start the ticker all over again. But then it's like,
but they're still going to do a 24-hour stream of it on freaking YouTube or on Twitch, like they always do. They always have their 24 streaming one where it's like, hey, look at all stuff. It's like, look what they did with Geets and 01 when it came out, in Kuga, like they shot themselves in the foot by releasing it for free to watch.
But you know, that's how this community usually is. They like things being free.
Yeah. But if someone sees, like, so I log out of Amazon every once in a while to see what shows up, and I'll type in like Kamen Rider, this and that, and I'll see the Blu-rays, and I'm like, oh, now if someone's searching like superhero stuff, because like kids and this and that, they'll just be like, hey, superhero Blu-rays or this and that. It's like, if these Blu-rays are coming out and then you look up Tokusatsu and then it's like, hey, look, the show's airing right now 24/7. It's like, oh, let me go spend $60, $70 on this Blu-ray, or click a button and it's like free right there. Especially with the rise of physical media. Physical media sales have drastically increased in the first quarter of 2026 compared to last year. So more people are going out and buying DVDs and Blu-rays. So it's like someone cleared out at Book Off that I go to, and they have a huge section. Someone cleared out all the Doctor Who, all the Ultraman ones, because there's a lot of the Ultraman ones there, and this and that. And even the Mill Creek Ultraman stuff have been selling like crazy. And it's like, yeah, because they have Ultraman Connect. They're promoting this stuff. And Mill Creek is a smaller distributor than Shout Factory. I don't think a lot of people even know the name Mill Creek.
So since I'm not signed into Amazon right now, I decided to just do what you said. So I first put in like superhero Blu-ray to see what pop up. Dragon Ball Superhero. Dragon Ball Superhero.
I mean, that's a good movie.
Heroes. It was a great show until we got to the later seasons.
Reborn and season 2, I mean, they cut way too much. We never got that Sylar Peter fight. We got to see it from a hallway, from the
now just to try and go a little bit more niche, I just put in Tokusatsu Blu-ray. That's it.
Yeah.
First result: Space Sheriff Gavan, the complete series Blu-ray. Soul Brain, Ultraman Trigger, Ultraman Z, Gridman, Zamborger, Crabs. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna have to take a look.
Yeah.
It looks like giant kaiju crabs.
I'm
It looks like
here
it's a
for it.
terrible movie.
It's probably peak. You know
Considering
it.
this was made, by
70s?
English speakers. No, this looks relatively
Let me
recent.
sign out real quick. Nah, I got.
Oh, it came out on the 22nd. I mean, not the 22nd.
Oh.
Like on the. It came out November 22nd, 2022. I saw too many twos. It threw me off. So it's only 4 years old. It's got a 3.9 in terms of customer reviews. Full 25 of them.
See. Oh wait, so I'm signed out. Mine is completely different than yours. So I got Super Space Sheriff Gavan also, then Soul Brain, but then it goes into Ultraman Arc, Gridman, Ultraman Z, Ultraman Trigger. Oh, there's crabs. Oh, it says I'm buying that. I'm buying crab. Wait, I've seen a trailer for this. I didn't know it got a Blu-ray. You don't understand. This is oh my god. I add to cart. It'll be here. Oh my god. This movie came out like 4 years ago. I remember like crabs. I forgot that existed. Then I got the Toho Tokusatsu Blu-ray selection, Mothra.
See, I have that one right but like between that one and crabs, I got Just Beyond. Then I got the classic Tokusatsu collection.
Yeah, I got that, and then I got V3. Like, so, but the funny thing is, there's only 2 pages for some reason, and then the second page is all anime, like Sailor Moon.
See, I've gotten no Kamen Rider on my first page. Actually, I've gotten no Kamen Rider at all on mine when I search for Tokusatsu Blu-rays.
I have on my first page, I have 01. That's it. But it's towards the top. It's right after right after Crabs and right before Mothra. And then I got V3 on there also. And then other than that, no, the second page is all anime except for Karate Robo's Borger. And then Message from Space Galactic Wars, a complete TV series, but so like even Tokusatsu, but then like you type in something like Kamen Rider, and it's just like I don't get like it's like you get so much stuff that's not Kamen Rider, like those stupid action figures that you pose for when you want to draw that are like just colored little figures. Like there's not. Why is there a Kamen Rider O's thong underwear is on my first page, like second row down? What the heck?
See, even looking for like Power Rangers Blu-rays, thinking that I would slip on some Kamen Rider, didn't. Nope, not at all. Not even.
No. Yeah, so it's like, but that's Amazon. Even from like a social media standpoint, you search for this stuff and like you don't get any announcements or any hype or ads for like Blu-ray releases or this and that. You get people being like, "Oh, where can I watch it?" Or people just talking about it or talking about content creators they hate. Like there's no one's using SEO.
Now I see those thongs.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen. For $1,000, Zio will do a photo shoot with that. If you get him to 10,000 subs, he will make a video.
If the Toku Awards, which is going to be long as fuck, like the opening bit alone is 10 minutes long. Like,
that was a Freudian sleep. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. That's.
I mean, if that video actually, because now I see that YouTube has that hyped feature where people can hype a video and cause it to get trended. We'll see if that gives me a resurgence enough to actually care about YouTube that much again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think we just keep always coming to the conclusion that when it comes to Western audiences, we always get the shaft when it comes to this, even when it looks like they are trying. They really aren't. And they still, I don't know if it's just a Toei thing that is just them limiting what all these other companies can end up doing, or if it's something within the fine print of like, you want to do this, well, you got to pay us this much more, where they're just being greedy with it. And I always say that the best remedy for this is more competition, and there's not enough. Because I can tell you right now, like watching just these 2 Toei shows on Sundays, almost everybody's like, man, I wish more other shows would come out.
Yeah. And it just sucks that, like, if Toei would handle their licensing better where it's not by show, I feel like that would drastically help the case. But then at the same time, it's up to, like, when, because you don't use Twitter or X as much, like, so when Discotech Media does their whole live stream on YouTube where they're announcing stuff, they live tweet it. And after the first, right when they say, hey, we're doing a stream, you look underneath, everyone's like, oh my God, hopefully some new Kamen Rider. Let's get us some Tokusatsu stuff. Let's go. And then when they start announcing it, people are just gassing up. Then you go and look at like Shout Factory or Tokusatsu's one, and they'll be like, hey, here's Kuga coming soon. And then it's just like, cool. Why does this box art look like ass? Like, they don't, like, no one's gassing them up. Whereas
it's just the poster of the show, and that's it. Like, remember Geats where it still had the text?
Yeah, I was gonna say where
there,
yeah,
like,
yeah, it was still there. We're just like, what are you doing? What other companies are there that make new Toku? A lot. Yeah. Dude, you got stuff out of China that's killing it right now. You got the Extreme Vanguard Batar, which is getting a season 2. There's some other indie ones out of China also. There's Indonesia is ramping up theirs again, even though no one messed with the whole other one that they did a couple years back that's on the Hiya streaming platform, which is like $2.99 a month. It's all martial arts. It's a great streaming service, not a paid promotion. If they want to, they can reach out to me. There's some indie ones in Japan too. I mean, I don't consider Garo indie, but like it's not the big 3.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like evolved past a point. But even then, like there's other like companies within Toei, or at least like broadcasting wise, that are still able to produce stuff even with a lower budget. Because I mean, we just finished watching the Akakage remake that they had, and I mean that show, you could tell that it has a weaker budget, but because it was done very theatrical style, not theatrical, but like theater style, like you're watching a play with better effects, like using old school tokusatsu techniques for it, it works out in its favor. And even then, it's like Toho could dip their hand in like making like Toku for like a television audience as opposed to a movie theater audience again, because I mean they have a television subsidiary. Takara Tomy, you know, they used to do Toku back in the day, not so much anymore, but they could still get into it. I think it's I do think it's easier to produce a Toku than it is anime, because I'm a person that used to be big on anime back in the day and not so much anymore, because it's too mainstream and too much. There's too many animes that come out like at a time that's hard to keep up with it. But the production costs are so high when it comes to animation that you can now have to get yourself one season, and then you got to wait like 2 to 3, maybe even longer before you get the next season of it. And that kind of kills those shows for me, where, you know, I grew up in the era where a show would literally start and then you'll be done with it in like a year. Like you'll have a 50 episode run, or there'll be like those shows like your Dragon Balls and your One Pieces and your Narutos that would just continue going, and God forbid you got to 3 years of filler.
Yeah. And then you got things like Attack on Titan, where it's like, here's part 1 of season 2, here's part 2, and there's a 3-year gap. And then you got, but then you like, there was this whole like small Funimation era where there were shows that were like 12 to 15 episode seasons, and it was like 1, maybe 2 seasons. You had things like Ghost Hunt, Get Backers, some of that easy to digest shows that had the full story, no filler. But someone else like, but for indie ones, like we've had a lot of good ones too. Like we had Wingman, Batar, we've had all these good ones. As much as I joke about it, they're so easy to digest. in small seasons. Giga, the regular shows, not watching the movie, aren't bad. Their production value has gone up. They are good stories, but obviously, and they have an ending. The movie is just a director's cut of the final episode with boobs and penetration. Like, that's all really it is.
But the thing is that you mentioned Wingman, and that's another thing that was done by Toei. So it goes to show that they do have people that can make shows that people would enjoy. But when it comes to like their staple franchises, it seems like they're just coasting. Like they feel safe in that space, and they don't want to really like do too much because they're like, it's gonna make money. They're in there with the Pokemon logic. We don't have to try hard, it's still gonna sell, except the difference is that works for Pokemon, not so much for these other shows.
No. And obviously there's gonna be a lot of changes with all the Toei like branching off they've done with the gaming division. So who knows what's gonna happen in the next like 12 to 18 months. Because I feel like even though they just announce stuff, we're not gonna get stuff instantly. But I think with like indie toku, you can find there's a lot. And the downside is those shows like Batar has merch, Wingman got merch, but something like Dogenders, High School Heroes, those didn't get Para Hero Gundin. None of those got merch. So it was like, are they going to make more? No, because they didn't have money for it. That's why I always joke Giga's always going to have shows the episodes are on YouTube. Where they get their money is when you go to their website and you want to buy the movie, and then the movie is like $60 to $70. Sometimes they're $35, depends on which one it is. If you're watching the one that's like a spoof of like Ultraman, yeah, that's a cheaper one. But if you watch the Super Sentai spoof ones, yeah, a little more expensive. They got more people in the movie. They got to pay those bills. I don't follow all the directors and writers on Twitter at all. And there's not a few of them that follow me back. I don't know. Maybe they want me to do a cameo. Who knows? I'm available.
But the case in point is essentially that there's many companies that can end up going the tokusatsu route, and it would actually be faster to produce and probably cheaper to produce than it would your standard anime. Not to mention,
well, you got to pay voice actors, the animators themselves.
Yeah, the animators, and the thing is, it's become like such an industry for Japan that you have all these animators getting burned out because they're just overworking them to death, just trying to get these frames out for these shows. And it's just like, I'd rather that some of these companies would focus their efforts on doing other types of content besides anime, like a toku, like a drama or something like that. That way, the animes that do better can end up getting a lot more of the animators giving it their undivided attention, so we don't end up having crap shows like One Punch Man Season 2 in terms of their animation quality.
That wasn't even animated.
So
like, and I feel like also there's like the downside too is like these studios should really look into getting toku done for like but now it's like all the animes are getting live action adaptations, and it's like, well, you can kind of you can get like I was watching anime well before I was watching toku, not counting Power Rangers, right, and stuff like that, VR Troopers, stuff like that. But from like a Japanese tokusatsu and me watching anime, I was watching anime way before that. It's so easy to get those anime fans, especially when they're going to watch live action, especially nowadays with stands and that, where people are like, oh, this actress or this actor's in this, I'm going to watch it. It's like, okay, hire one of them, put them in your toku. Hire one well-known one that's popular. That's a good portion of your budget. Everyone else, nobody's unknowns. Get the viewership in. Like toku, we sit here and we say making an indie toku is easy, but then we see some of the indie toku that we see on YouTube, and then we're like, is it easy?
But another thing is, it's like, since you mentioned animes getting live action adaptations, I feel that the problem is because it normally starts with it being a manga, and then the manga gets adapted into an anime, and then that anime gets adapted into another form. Where we are not seeing like the opposite, where it's like it's a manga, but then it just gets adapted to a live action first.
Yeah.
Because normally when something has already been an anime and they try making that into a live action, people are going to judge it based off of the anime that came before it. Yeah. But if it's coming straight off of the books, like the pages of a manga, then they don't have that correlation to do that comparison. in which case it could end up being a better product in people's eyes because they don't have the anime to fall back on.
There's the only one I can remember, I think, was I Am a Hero got the movie, the live action movie of the manga, but I don't think it ever got an anime. And if it did, it was after the live action came out. But that was niche, and it was capitalizing on the whole post-apocalyptic like zombie stuff. So it was like it made sense that you would capitalize on the craze of that to be like, hey, let's make this live action movie. And one movie, low budget, compared to making a full live action show on a manga that had, I think it was, because the volumes were like omnibus style. So each volume was like, each book was 3 full manga volumes, and it had like, I think 24 or 25 volumes. So it's like turning a 25 volume manga into an anime and then a live action show. They cut all that. They just went to, let's make a quick movie, make a 90-minute movie, cut out all the filler of him traveling around, and boom, that was it. Like, but we really don't get that jump from manga to live action. But with Toku, it's like, you don't need, like, if you make an indie Toku, there's no references. There's no manga to reference. There's no anime to reference. It's like, there you go. And I feel like the next big live action one that could happen is if they do that Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, if that gets a live action. I feel like that'll be the big one, but that people will, like, a Western audience will clamor for, because the anime is killing it in the Western audience.
Even then, like, there's other ones like the Red Ranger Isekai. If they had just made that live action versus, you know, going the anime route, then it could have nailed it with the audience that they're essentially referencing anyway. With
They
that
coulda
stuff,
did
while
that.
throwing
What's
in
that
all
other
the
one?
Isekai shit.
Go-Go Loser Rangers would have killed it. You would have had the Power Ranger nostalgia fans, everything, if it just went live action instead of anime. Like, there's Toku. I feel like Toku is one of the, now I don't want to say easy, because I don't make film and TV, but I feel like from a creative standpoint, Toku, it's a suit, transform, gimmick. Yeah, the hardest part is coming up with the belt and the gimmick.
And in
suit
some
design.
instances, you don't even need to do a gimmick, especially if you're trying to
do a
be
fidget spinner.
traditionalist with it. Because if the
Yeah, look at the
action
belt.
is good and all that stuff, then you're good to go. Hell, I mean, there were some Tokus in which they didn't even have a transformation to the device to transform. They just transformed. That's how a lot of these shows even started anyway.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, one of my favorite indie Tokus has a fidget spinner as a gimmick. So, I mean, you know, you could just take something that's already popular. Like, let's make one that has let's make a Slinky as a gimmick. Why not? Like, you can do anything as a gimmick.
But yeah, so it's not like Jam Cow mentions, imagine if S-Cry had got a live action tokusatsu. It's like, with today's like CG that they could end up doing for it, it could work. Especially like once you got to the later half, in which they literally started getting full-on suits with their entire transformations. It wasn't just that could have definitely worked.
Yeah. But I think even over the last couple of years, the amount of indie Toku that have popped up, I think it'll keep going that way. So, I mean, we don't really always talk about every indie Toku that comes out, because, I mean, the original thing was like, hey, indie, you know, more indie Toku. That's kind of what stirred this. I was like, we've gotten a lot just in the last 5 years alone. We've gotten a lot of indie Toku. It's just no one talks about it, or it's such a short show that by time, like, Wingman ended before I realized it was over. Same with Batara. I was like, well, but they were also like little digestible, like 11 to 15-minute episodes, which is great for pacing when you watch them all and binge them all. But there's been a lot. Like, I still think Parahero Gundin was great. Only 3 episodes though, but it was a special that they did just for the Paralympics. But you had people from Commander Zeo working on it, Ultraman. You had all these people working on it, and then you have Dogengers, which I feel like everyone stopped talking about after season 2, but they're like 5 seasons in now, I think. And that's based off of real people that are mascot heroes.
I mean, I checked out like 1 episode of like the Shin Dogengers like a few months back, and it made me go like, I really should give this franchise another shot. So
it's good. I haven't watched the most recent one that came out. I think they increased the budget a little more each season. They polished the suits up more and this and that.
But I also think in terms of like the fan sub community, it's one of those that they haven't been picking them up or keeping up with them as much as the other shows. So
yeah,
it's a little harder to acquire that one just because the interest is not fully there from even the translation community.
I mean, it's also like, let's face it, these shows are not being released here, so it's also up to, sadly, content creators to talk about these, to generate the buzz of it and this and that, where people are like, oh man, like if a big Toku creator made a video about, Waku Saver season 1, then no one knew about it, and then that video gets 20, 30,000 views and this and that, people are start questioning it and this and that, then hey, they're like, oh wow, people like this show, and then people start. But it's also from a Western standpoint, they're indie, so there's no merch, so we're not really putting any money in those studios' pockets. So at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, so it's almost a lose-lose situation, really, because we can't really navigate and push for more indie Toku, because unless these studios are putting them on their YouTube channel, we're watching them and boosting the numbers up. If we're just downloading them from websites with fan subs, that's not really going to help them and make them realize, hey, we need to make more. And then I just realized how stupid it is if we make a video and there's like 30,000 views. Well, that doesn't put any money in their pocket. So
we'll just start up our own indie Toku studio, and we'll just do our own ones.
I will make an exclusive movie at the end of every season. It's just me acting out all the parts with a green screen, oiled up.
At least it's got a higher production value because you'll have a green screen.
I know. I actually set up my green screen the other day because I have the Elgato one that goes on like yours, but it's on the ground and it has the metal bars behind it. And I set it up and I was testing it out and I was doing test footage stuff. And I was like, if I wasn't so tired from working. We have Toku. We have Armor Sores. And we're getting season 2. Buy the merch because the T-Rex has been sold out for like 2 months now and I haven't gotten the T-Rex yet.
I've got a big 3D printer now and a dream. Let me see what I can do. I'll be back in 7 months.
I feel like so. I had this idea, and this is the cheapest way to make a Toku. Just make a found footage Toku. There was this game band I put out that they were supposed to release in the States, but they never did. It's called something Shrouded in Shadows, and it's basically the disaster report games, right? So you're trying to get out of Tokyo while there's a disaster going on. Instead of an earthquake in the set, instead it's a kaiju attack. And Ultraman's in it, EVA units, Gundams, and they're all coming, and Godzilla, and they're all fighting these kaijus, and you're trying to escape the whole entire time. Wow. So in the background, while you're looking around, the city's being destroyed. You look up, Ultraman's doing his Ultra Beam on a kaiju.
It would just be Cloverfield.
Basically, yeah. That's basically what the game was. But with
and the first of the legendary like Godzilla movies, because that also was essentially a lot.
They were very. But that's the easiest way, like, to do it is to do, because the budget would be so low, and it's like, so if you really want to make an American Toku, do something like that with monsters and kaijus and make it a found footage, because then you aren't from the point of view of your Toku hero or monster, so less screen time. Super easy.
I'll do that, but it's like someone running away, but it's me wearing full-on Agito costume at night, so you only see the flashlight of the belt, and I'm just coming after them.
All I thought of was that last part of the movie Doom where it went first person, and it's just like a Toku where it's just first person. Anytime you're on screen, you're not in suit, but the second you're in suit, it just goes first person to save for budgeting.
Get the arms,
and all you see is fist and kicks. Yeah, all you see is feet and punching, and that's it.
Have a HUD display.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we still managed to kill an hour of us leaving.
Yeah. Well, it's because I love indie Tokus. I can always talk about indie Toku. I can add another hour talking about indie Toku. There's so many like that people either don't know about or they do know about it, but it's just.
I think the other problem is when people think about like adaptations, or at least like Americans who they think of only adapting something that already exists as opposed to someone trying to make something original.
And when they try, it doesn't really work. When they try, it's Legend of the White Dragon. And even then, that's...
When's that coming out? 2 years ago?
Power Rangers Day. So August. Yeah, no, that was supposed to be 3 years ago, actually. But I think it's August 28th, which is like Power Rangers Day, the first day of Power Morphicon, and it's only going to be in like 3 theaters, I heard. Allegedly.
Everybody goes to those 3 theaters.
I think it's one in Texas, because he's from Texas. And then I think LA is getting one. I don't know about the third one.
Well, I mean, I would assume maybe New York.
Maybe.
That would make the closest one to me probably the one in Texas. So
yeah, the person who's the company that's distributing it, I looked into it, and the last time they did a movie, it was like it was limited run, and I think it was only in like 4 theaters in the country. Looks
like I gotta make a 6-hour drive to Texas.
Nah, I got the Metazol. I'm just sitting there, just like only one in the theater, just like
I drove all the way. I drove a whole day just to watch this movie. It better be peak.
And you're just like, the hell.
Or they mostly think of DCCW. I mean, that technically does count as American Toku. And the thing is, it's like some of those shows were good up until a point. They definitely they definitely overstayed their welcome. So
then they did the Crisis of Infinite Earths, and that was a lot.
Oh, you mean let's advertise Batwoman, the new hit TV show? That's all that was.
The hit TV show. I think they recasted Batwoman every season.
Well, because she dropped out after the first season.
Yeah.
Don't remind me. Like I was hyped for CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths. Then I watched it and I was like, what?
Especially when Kevin Conroy was actually going to play an actual like live action Bruce Wayne Batman. I was like, oh. Then
and then he was just that.
Yeah. That's a canon event for me. I still have my Kevin Conroy signed PS4 Batman Arkham City like faceplate. I took it off my PS4 and brought it to a convention to get him to sign it, and I just need Mark Hamill to sign it, and then I'm gonna like put a
I can't even say like they're like one of the only things that I liked about Crisis on Infinite Earths was Brandon Routh back as Superman, only for him to get replaced when they get to the part where they like get them all together and just have
you don't like seeing Tom Welling come back.
I didn't watch
all of it.
Smallville.
I didn't either. Oh. That's a good time to stream. Since I even watch Smallville. Wow.
Yep. Nope. I was not into the WB at the time with their late.
Yep. That's
their primetime television blocks.
I worked part-time and I was an athlete, so I had to record it on VHS, and then I would trade, like we would do tape trades at school in homeroom. I'm like, yo, I got to do Smallville. What you record last night? Oh, you got that? Okay, let's go.
I can tell you that the only thing that I remember of Smallville is when the WB and UPN merged into the CW, and they did a bumper in which everybody was rocking like CW logos, and they changed this chest symbol to just be the CW.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I remember from Smallville.
I think I still have a lot of VHS tapes back home from when I used to record shows, and I never had the like heart to get rid of them because I was like, no, this is lost media. Some of these commercials and promo stuff they did, like I have still a lot of like JetX stuff and things from like Toonami, and I'm like, no. I was like, I'm gonna get one of those things where I can hook my VCR up to like my computer and just like rip them to my hard drive. He didn't want the suit because he thought the suit was cursed and he never wanted to be in. So in the final thing, when they show the suit, that was his face superimposed over Brandon Roth's Superman, because he still to this day will never wear a suit, the Superman suit, because he thinks it's cursed.
How good is his career?
He he was on Lucifer a lot. He did a lot of TV shows, and he was in all those. A lot of like he was in what the Fog remake. He was on Cheaper Than a Dozen 1 and 2, but then he did a lot of production stuff behind the scenes, kind of like David Yost, where everyone's like, "How's David Yost still have money?" Well, he's been producing reality shows and behind the scenes in the industry, and that's where the money is. You don't have to be on camera. And now he has the Talking Smallville podcast where they're making bank on those podcast episodes.
Cool. Well, I think that's about it. We did end up getting pretty close to 3 hours here. So I think we are good on that front.
Yeah.
So Mark, what you got to promote?
I put up the final video of the King Brachion. I have some videos going up because I don't know if y'all knew about that Target Pokemon merge drop, but I got some stuff.
I did hear about that.
I only wanted the stuff I actually wanted. So I got some of like the water, the 35-ounce water bottles, and they're blind box, which I didn't know. But I ended up getting Squirtle and Gyarados in 2 of them. So that's the 2 I wanted. And I only bought 2 of them. And then I bought the Pokeball headphones, but when I opened them, they were broken. So I have a replacement on the way. Other than that, I'm trying to figure out what to do for Toku content. Like I have all these ideas, but I just don't have the time. Like I said, I almost beforehand we went live, I almost backed out because I'm like exhausted from work. And there's been like I went to a food fair last weekend. Ate too much food. Like there's a lot of events in San Diego every weekend now happening. Like I went to a Renaissance fair 2 weeks before that, and so it's like not a lot of free time for content. And so I'm just trying to figure out what I want to make for content. Like it's tough when I don't care about, like I'm not emotionally invested in the shows, so it's tough to make content about them. So
I get that.
Not really much. Like, but my subscriber count keeps going up, so like I appreciate everyone who keeps coming out and checking the content.
I haven't even looked at mine in
dude,
months.
I've still gone up like I'll probably hit 2K probably in like before the end of summer, but I haven't really done much, so I'm just like I don't really deserve all these people subscribing, but thanks. Like I still do the weekly candy toy videos. That's it. That's the amount of energy. Like I stopped doing the podcast because I just don't have time.
Well, meanwhile, I'm still keeping up with the Twitch streams because at least that's easier to do. We did start our new rotation of shows that we're watching on Saturday nights, Toku Rewind, in which we're watching the Metal Hero show Jam Person, followed by Kamen Rider Agito. But because of cursed shenanigans, we started off by watching it in English, so the dub of Agito.
I downloaded a bunch of that stuff after our last stream. I still have the archive site with all
I crashed out on episode 3 because episode 3 is when we finally get the henshin scene, and he says, "Writer change," and I died. I left. My body exited the building.
Writer change. That is gross.
So it's in there now in the lexicon, just like ectophase activate and common writer. For transformations, you've got writer change.
Yeah, that might be the worst.
But because Orb and Slay paid me money, we now are not watching it dubbed.
Nice. That's good.
So now it's back in Japanese. But every time that we are about to end the stream, I'll go back through the episodes to check out some specific scenes in English. Now that we can fully enjoy the whole show in Japanese, we can go back and revisit certain things with the English. So
nice.
I think what makes it worse is obviously it's one of those dubs that was done in Asia. So some of them speak with very heavy accents when they're speaking in English.
Oh, okay.
And it's bad, especially when you get to old man characters, because you can tell it's the same guy just trying to talk like an old man. And it's like, oh, it's one of those. So yeah, so that's it. And then Sundays we just watch, whatever shows are out there, including anything that might end up dropping in terms of films. And someone asked if I was going to stream Crabs on Twitch. It's probably going to be a Discord thing. I mean, I stream movies on Discord every so often. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I watched Dead or Alive recently. That was on Discord. Like I played things like Demolition Man recently on Discord. We've gone through a lot of movies on Discord. We've gone through the bulk of the Rurouni Kenshin movies on Discord. The scary movies we watched on Discord. So seeing a good bit. That's reason alone to join the Discord is sometimes you'll just see me pop on while I'm doing my long commutes for work or while I'm doing the second job. And I'm just there killing time while I'm working. So
yeah. And I gotta jump in the Discord more, especially.
And then we watch movies when I'm blow drying my hair because this does not happen in like 5 minutes. This takes 2 hours.
That's why I wear this.
I'm like, that's when I'll watch a movie on Discord.
Yeah.
So I can watch that while doing my hair. So I could put some clips on YouTube as shorts, but the problem with putting in Twitch stream stuff on YouTube is I have to get rid of the show footage because it's still going to get copyright claimed. So,
oh yeah, unless it's under in 1 minute. As long as it's under 1 minute, you'll be fine. But how much can you fit in 1 minute clip?
I don't know. Toei is still relentless when it came to like clips and stuff.
Well, you can't on the shorts as long as it's under 1 minute. They can't do anything about it.
They still did way before. So
that's weird. Now after they changed it, it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
No, so on Twitch they do have a feature that would make it like make the video like horizontal and all that stuff, but it's ass. It's legit. It's not good. So I would still technically have to edit the clips myself to change like a lot in order for it to work for a YouTube short, or else it would literally be, you know, a 16:9 aspect ratio thing shrunk into the middle of, you know, horizontal view. So it would be like that big on the YouTube short. So it would be dumb. So it's like, yeah, even then when I would do shorts on here, I still put in maximum effort where it would still take hours to make things on there. I still remember how it took me 5 hours to do the Geats opening without Geats in it. And that was a short that got copyright claimed. And then I had to take it down. So I put it up on Twitter, but then I left Twitter. So now that clip only exists in my hard drive.
Somewhere.
It's still on there. I'm like that. That was 5 hours of work making Geats without Geats. So
that's true.
Like most of all of my reviews that I've put out, even the stuff that I've ended up deleting is still in my on my hard drives, archived. So that's it. We have done it. We have passed the 3-hour mark. We are leaving. If there is news next week, we'll be on. If there's not news, then you can expect us not to be on. That's usually how this goes.
Yep.
But it's been a dry spell for a while. I think this is like the driest spell when we have come to news. So we'll see how they kick things off. Maybe something will drop that's not you know, full on spoilers for an Agito movie that I'm trying to avoid. So that's the other reason why, because that's the only thing that really there's been to talk about. But until I see this movie myself without spoilers or anything like that, then I'll be willing to discuss it. So,
yeah.
But that is it. We're out of here. We'll see you when we see you. Until then,
Yep.
bye.
Bye.